What's happening?
I'll let you say it first. What's happening, everybody? How y'all doing? What's going on, bro?
Good.
Ready to do this?
Doing? Yeah, let's do it. I don't think this has been done.
I've never.
Who knows how long?
I don't think I've ever taught this class. I've never been to class like this. I think this class is going to be more impactful beyond our entrepreneurial training, that we kind of focus on.
Yeah.
And I think it's critical. And this is going to be a powerful class, man. I think it's going to be a lot of emotions here, a lot of thoughts. And I think I need to do a lot of priming before we get started. Let me say this first. This class, I'm looking for everybody to participate.
Please.
This is going to be a participation class.
Please.
This is going to be a class where nobody's superior.
No.
Nobody's superior. Shakina, keep your eyes online as you participate. So online, as you type in your participation, Shakina will lob it into the group. So let me start by saying first this. When Hope was formed, there was an early analysis that saw historical trauma impacting the way we made business decisions. So even though we were sitting in the same classes with certain other people, we were hearing something different based upon our historical experiences. Mm-hmm. So that motivated me to form a group where entrepreneurs can have a space where they can develop their mental muscle, but also where there's attention given to some of our historical trauma. And then, of course, I meet Court, because me and Mashama talked about this, and Mashama blessed it by saying, yeah, let's do this. And then on the journey, I'm wearing my uniform, and I think I'm the only dude wearing a uniform. I looked to the left, and this dude walked down the street talking about, what you doing? So happened to look just, I was like, wait, what? You got the same uniform on. Just to only realize that he was somebody that was on the same journey. And on this journey, we often talk about business, and there was multiple things that sparked me to go down this path, because I realized that in my community, we normalize a lot of our ills, a lot of our trauma. Even a lot of our music and entertainment and politics exploits our trauma. Mm-hmm. And because we normalize it, we don't even know it's wrong because everybody's doing it. So we think it must be normal, right? But what I started to discover is that slavery didn't allow black people to have families. Jim Crow terrorized the black family. Crack poisoned the black families. Mm-hmm. And here we are. Mm-hmm. So we haven't really had a chance to have this organic relationship, this thing called family. As we go through this class, at 8:30 today, class, I want everybody to check their email. I sent out a study group, but I didn't send a study sheet out early because it would have kind of poisoned the organic conversation I want us to have. So up to 8:30, we want to really have a lot of Q&A and back and forth, right? But if I was to send this document out too early, I feel like you guys would just be reading from the document and then go and try and do some comparisons. So let's start here. No one, I need you to hear my voice. Please don't use this class to feel inferior or flawed. This class is more or less holding up a beacon of where we need to go, but we all come from damaged family background, including me and Court. Me and Court had a serious conversation like, I was raised in a centric household. But even in a damaged family background, there's ways to subsidize that, and we will get to that by the end of the class. How I don't care if you don't have your mother, you don't have your father, you have two moms, you have two dads. I don't care what you have. There's ways to subsidize your family needs, but there needs to be a conversation first on what is this? What does that mean? So I need you guys now. If this is too traumatizing for you, turn the TV off and then turn it back on a little bit later. Literally, just turn it off for a second, because some people just can't handle this conversation because many of us are still working through it. Mm-hmm. It's a human need, but we're working through it. Mm-hmm. But class is not designed to make you weaker, but it's designed to stop the process from moving forward. A lot of us become innocent carriers of bad family practices because we don't even know they're bad. We were raised in a bad structure, and we're moving them forward in innocence and love. So now it's our turn, and we're going to move them forward again with innocence and love. And if you don't know where you're supposed to be going, you're just really copying and pasting what you received and what you observed, right? Mm-hmm. And so there needs to be a conversation, and this also applies to like other races just as well. I just want to say, like, the more you widen your lens and look at the world, you realize a lot of people have some hard past, especially, just the world globally. So a lot of our students, I have white friends I had this conversation with. It was eye-opening. I've had Latino friends who very, very eye-opening. And this discussion is not going to get into the granular details of saying, well, your mother needs to be 6 feet tall, your dad needs to be 4. We're not going that granular. It's going to be more or less a skeleton of human needs that's tied to more or less evolution pipeline, a little bit of behavior science, a little bit of neuroscience is tied into this. So with that being said, let's get to the first slide. This question is for you guys. Why is family important to you? So now, here's the only rule in these sessions, because we got a lot to cover. We can't do more than a 1-minute soliloquy. I only look at you, Tone, because I like the sweatshirt. But I want us to, just so as we pass the microphone around, if there's something we want to say, we want to participate. What's going to happen is, as we go through this list, Josh, that's our Vanna White for this class. I've been wanting to say that for years. Anyway, he's going to write down, like, do this. He's going to write the information as we get information from online as well as in person. But I want us to first organically take a shot at this question, which is, why is family important to you? And let's pass it, Jasadi. Oh, you might think, you on the sound. Let's just rotate the hot potato. Let's make that microphone move in here. Yeah, pass it. Oh, you might, yeah. So let's start. Josh, you ready? We're going to take a list, and we are framed, as they explained, we'll try to frame simple hitting points. So let's go for it.
Okay. So I was thinking about this when you posed it last week. And for me, my earliest memory of family was, it was a place where I learned how to love. Even regardless of what my situation or my challenges were in the family, I still learned how to love and how to be loved.
Ooh, write that down. Like learning how to love and how to be loved. One of the fellas in the background, for those of you online, were like this bar. Go ahead. Who's next?
I'll say support. Oftentimes, if you got a strong family, your family will oftentimes show up to support you in most things you do.
Huge.
Teachers' trust, a root for core belief development, shows you how to live, sets the rules and morals. It kind of creates an ecosystem. It validates you.
You might have to, let's go back a little bit, because he's like, I think she said.
I can text it to you.
So go for the first one again. Go to the first one.
I could text it to you.
Okay.
Josh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Safety and protection, belonging and identity, who we come from and who we belong to. So that continuity of like ancestors to legacy. And I'm going to just stop right there because I got a whole list.
Okay. Somebody did some homework. I just wanted to say that. Somebody did some homework. Anybody else? Huh? Yeah, go ahead. Someone online. Go ahead.
Sydney says they create community and support. And Daphne said, family to me is a strong support system that helps shape who I am. It's my safe space, a place of deepening connection, understanding, and like-minded love. There's a sense of synergy and accountability that helps me grow. It's where I can take risks, make mistakes, and learn boundaries while knowing I'm still accepted.
Ooh, Tell Daphne, I don't know if she got a shirt on, but pop that collar. I don't know if she got a turtleneck or
Pop that
t-shirt.
collar,
You got that collar on, pop it. She at home too. That's her business. Anyway, go ahead.
It's your first example of a bond.
That's nice. And he hit us with a deep voice to say it too. Go ahead.
For me, family is the beginning of purpose, like the thing outside of myself that makes me want to do things that I wouldn't do for myself.
For first thing came to mind was that it feeds connection and it sets a foundation. So whether it be in a positive environment or negative or lacking or full of abundance, it still sets that foundation for how you thrive
Nice.
or not. Oh, sorry.
Nice.
I'll say that family, we need family to grow, because oftentimes, like, that's where you get your first set of responsibilities from. So, yeah, you have to grow into those responsibilities if you're not doing it.
There you go. Anybody else? Just keep going out there. If you want those, I'm gonna let it breathe for a minute.
There are some things too. When you posed the question, I kept looking at the point of why is family important to you, to me, right? And so now looking at this, it reminded me of what I was thinking. Like, family is really important to me because it allows me to have a certain, I don't want to just say tribe, but like a certain group of people that can help hold me accountable, and like that can teach me things about the world, especially if the family is older than me, right? Aunties, uncles, whatever. It can teach me things that I don't know about. Like, it can fact check me on things that I think I might know or things I may not know. So, you got the grandma, the grandpas, the aunties, the uncles that can help fact check you. So that's why family is really important to me, because it helps me to have other people to hold me accountable.
Nice.
And
Accountability.
to just teach me about the world or the experiences that I might experience, but that I don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to phrase that, but if you can help me, like, it's like teach you, but like through experiences, because there you go, like a guide. Like my mom used to always say this phrase, experiences are the best teachers.
Yeah.
So it's like what you go through. And I think that's why family is extremely important to me, because they can help guide me go through some shit that they already went through. You know what I'm saying?
Well said. This is rich. Okay, we're going to see it to nail than you. Go ahead.
Okay, one other one was, for me, family was a measuring stick for me to determine what I would continue and what I would do differently.
Nice.
Gang.
Real nice.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Shakina.
Tavita said, family is an example of ancestral identity. And Marquita said, family is a unit.
What's up, Marquita? Go ahead.
Marquita said, family is a unit of individuals in which we exchange, connect, grow, and build together, not always biological.
Nice. By the way, that's powerful. We'll get to that in a second. It's very, very powerful. Let's look at that list. Let's look at the top of the list. Let's scroll down for a second. How to love and be loved. That's how she starts it off. You know what I'm saying? That's a movie. Support. Trust shows how to live. Rules and morals. Belonging. Community and support. Safe space. Deep connection. Take risk. A bond. Beginning of purpose. Feeds connection. Sets a foundation. Growth and responsibility. Facts checking and accountability. Guidance. Measuring stick to what I would do and do differently. Family is an example of ancestral identity. Family is not always biological. That's pretty rich. Let's get into it. Let's go back to the slides. Let's roll into it. We're gonna roll through because we got sections. So we're gonna get into, like, we're gonna move kind of fast through this. Of course, if anybody wants to say something or jump into this part of the conversation, but we're gonna move through these slides and one at a time. So this is why family is important to all of us individually. First slide. Emotional support. Go ahead. You want to read it?
Provides love, belonging, and security.
So family provides, this is something that you get from family: love, belonging, and security. Now, if you talk to a lot of people in the public, you're going to see some of these things are missing, like seriously missing. Even the things you guys mentioned, which were on point, they're missing. But let's keep going.
Offers comfort during stress, loss, or failure.
Oh, by the way, that alone, you see a lot of people on medication because of this one. Offers comfort during stress, loss, and failure. Keep going.
Builds self-esteem through encouragement and acceptance.
Now, remember I told you guys a long time ago, what's the number one weakness of black folks in business? Anybody know what that is?
Not feeling good enough.
Not feeling.
We don't feel like we're good enough. So it says, family helps you build self-esteem through encouragement and acceptance. Keep going.
Creates a safe space for expressing emotions without judgment.
That's powerful. Now, when we get into like our roles in a minute, you're going to see how it's not easier said than done. It's way easier said than done. Next slide.
Identity and belonging.
This is how identity you need. Family provides identity and belonging. Go ahead.
Shapes personal and cultural identity.
So it shapes personal. Remember a long time ago. Well, no, we do. That's actually a separate. But keep going. Keep going.
Teaches language, traditions, and values. Installs a sense of belonging and purpose.
So, Tone, that's what I want to talk about. Tone, remember a long time ago when we had a class about purpose and nobody knew what purpose, how to identify a purpose? A lot of that is a reflection of broken families. That's what you get from your family. Your identity and your purpose comes from your family. Did y'all know that? People say, what is my purpose? That's a family gift. This is why if you're building a family, your family should have what? Purpose. It's just not here to be happy. It has to exist for a reason. There's meaning to the word family. Otherwise, it's a need that human beings have, and if you don't build family purpose, it's almost like building a family and not passing forward any wealth. Keep going.
Connects individuals to heritage and history.
That in itself, we're going to get into some stuff a little bit later, but that's huge. That has a lot to do with how we show up and solve problems as a community. Next slide.
Social development.
So family helps you develop your social skills. Let's go.
Teaches social norms, manners, and empathy.
Social norms, manners, and empathy. Go ahead. Manners. Y'all remember manners? Go ahead.
Yes, please. Models communication, cooperation, and conflict resolution.
So models communication. So you're talking about this diversity and social justice. You know where that's supposed to start at? In the house. You know how diverse a family is? Have you ever been at a real Thanksgiving dinner and how diverse that table is? And that's still all your family, right? You love them all the same, right? That's where you're learning diversity, acceptance, empathy. Go ahead.
Forms the foundation for healthy relationships outside the home.
Leading your group, your company, leading your team, leading businesses, that your family helps develop you for that. Go ahead.
Builds emotional intelligence through everyday interactions.
Do I need to say anything more about family and how important your emotional intelligence? So one of the results of our families being damaged is we seeing remember I told you guys that when you make most of your decisions, they're not analytical, they're emotional. So if your emotional intelligence is deteriorated by your family, do you understand how it puts you in a deficit in playing this game? Family is the foundation of building those skills. Like if you find yourself not controlling your emotions, it's not. A lot of times we're blaming you and don't realize you're part of an ecosystem, and you're responding to the way you were raised in the ecosystem. So as you turn yourself around, you got to build some of those values back into your family. Go ahead, Toe.
Sorry to be devil's advocate real quick. Okay, but these are examples of what it should be.
Should.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. We're not saying
because what you just said, that you could learn all this in the opposite flip side of the coin in a family. Like build. So like to build emotional intelligence through everyday interactions. I mean, there's some families that will teach the negative and the angry. And
Well
the
said.
And the
Well
frustration.
said.
So then as you grow up, you think, well, that's what family taught me. It taught me.
So
You know
watch
what I'm
this.
saying?
So let's say you got a bad mother and father, but who was their mother and father? And then who was their mother and father? It's this honest passing down of damaged family ways as we're moving forward. If we're gonna turn this ship around and start moving the boat in a different direction, we have to be aware of where we want to go. This is like I said, when I open this class, I say we can't use this as a judgmental space. Because many of us might be like, damn, I don't have that, or damn, I never experienced that. Mm-hmm. But if you build your family now, these should be some things like your mantra on the wall saying, this is where I want to get to have a strong family. A lot of times we think strong family is just having some money. And then only find out that your family has money and all the kids are messed up. Mm-hmm. Right? And so you realize that a strong family has these elements and parties. As we get further and further into this, we'll get into like, how do you build this? What's required to get there? But it's one of those things where like a lot of things that we're seeing in society, they're not society, they're families breaking down and they're spilling out into the streets.
Also this, Tone, builds tolerance. Because if you grew up in a family, so you have brothers and sisters that you didn't get along with, you can't leave. It built tolerance. You had to learn how to coexist, maybe not like each other. Over time, you have to forgive and get along and team up for certain things and break away again, but you're still in each other's face. So family builds tolerance. So then if we're in a society today where nobody got tolerance for nobody, we're all individualized. And if you make one mistake, I'm not messing with you no more. Or if you have one flaw, I'm breaking up with you.
Different politics.
You didn't grow up with any environment where you had to learn tolerance and unconditional love, you know.
That a lot of times people don't recognize it until they see another family that does do that. Like, I won't go too far into it, but that's a great example. I've had a situation where there was a person of family where they were taught to run every time conflict came. I was taught in my family that you stand up and you fight and you fight through it and you live to see another day. And I don't mean physical fight, but like, you know, single mom, she wasn't just running, right? She was like, look, we got to face the problems. We're going to figure out a way to pay bills. It wasn't just run. But I know other people that they just run, but they didn't recognize it until they saw another family where it was like, oh, I was never taught that. I was never taught that I couldn't leave, or that you stand up and you fight, or you just pull through it and you get to see another day. So it's almost like sometimes you got to recognize it when you see another family, or when you got to recognize it.
But like, okay, when you're trying to evolve people in another direction, I've never been in a space like this where somebody said, let's talk about what family is. So what we end up doing is, because I'm gonna get into what happened. There's some bigger things in society that cause splintering that happened in our lifetime. But as that splintering happened, then you had people just making it up in their individual houses with good intent. So now we labeled everything. Everything is we're talking about healthy families. We're not just talking about, did you have a family? Yeah, you had a family. But part of building a healthy family is there's certain things you're going to have to manage into that environment, and you don't get to just be organic and let it just, whatever happens, happen. And if you happy and I'm happy, we happy. It's just not that simple, right? And so family is much family. Remember we talked about last week, depreciation? Family is under constant depreciation, and we have to constantly reinvest. Okay? Keep going. Next slide.
Mm-hmm. Moral and ethical foundations. Helps distinguish right from wrong. Mm-hmm. Encourages accountability and integrity.
It goes back to what Tone just said and Court just said.
Reinforces moral behavior through example. Mm-hmm. Strengthens conscious and character.
So strengthens your consciousness and character. Like, go ahead, Fern.
This kind of piggybacks on what was said previously, just this last side. But I think if we look at the when we look at the core elements of what the family is, it could be the positives and the not so positives. But regardless, It is where you learn emotional support, whether you have it or not. It's where identity and belonging is shown, and your identity and belonging literally is pulled from that, regardless of what it looks like. Your social development, whether it's you scream all the time or, the way that you always trying to get over, like that's a part of it. And then this moral and ethical foundation, regardless of how it is, you might have been taught to steal from the CVS. You know what I'm saying? That's just a part of what it is. But those core ideas is still, the family is what built that complete kind of ethos of how you live and move forward. And I'm loving how we get to now talk about, and I'm very excited about this next piece because it's really I know it's going to delve deep into all of the things that as Black Americans specifically, we've had to navigate.
100%. Our families are built on the foundation of a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
So a lot of things, going back to you and Tone's point, there's a lot of things that's not there because what's amazing about human beings, we're so adaptable. We can adapt to damaged families. We can adapt to no family at all, right? But the problem with our adaptability is that we don't know we're adapting because we don't know what a norm is. So we're not even working to get back to something because we don't know there's something to get back to. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where, like, in all these conversations, we need to have what is standard? Why do we need it? Like these slides is, why do you need it? Right? You need it because you need help distinguishing right from wrong. You need help because encouraging your accountability, your integrity. You need help to reinforce your moral behavior through examples. You need it because it strengthens your conscience and your character, right? You need it because of these things. I would argue that most people are negotiating or don't see the incentive of family. They see the incentive of money, the incentive of popularity, the incentive of status, but very low incentives around family. And I think once we understand how important family really, 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 really is, that's going to change all of our conversations. Yeah, go ahead.
So as I'm getting older, I'm understanding more of how important family is. But I would say, probably within the last 2 to 3 years, like it's become important because I had a really messed up family.
All of us did, by the way, which is so on point.
So then, I learned to dismiss, detach, create space, cut people off because I had to protect myself and survive. And then as I became an adult, I was like, man, like I really have issues with like connecting or like with building things because I got so close to being like, oh, you about to burn me, cut, like, right? So then it makes me think about like, even though you know that you need these things, like how do you move forward when like patterns are so deeply ingrained because like that was trained.
We'll get to the moving forward in a minute. So I want to keep rolling because if we start jumping around, but these are good questions and these all need to be addressed because I opened up this can of worms and I'm kind of anticipating these responses. So, and I mean, actually, I love this response. People online can't be here. So you guys are representing the voices of like 10, 20, 30, 40 people a piece. And so I need you guys to pour into this. And when you feel you want to participate, this is a participation space. This is not gonna be a typical monologue. This is really a dialogue between us around family. Next slide. So family and guidance and wisdom. Let's go. This is why you need family.
Provides life advice based on experience.
That goes back to, who said the experience thing? That was Tone Vic. Go ahead.
Helps in decision making and goal setting.
So decision making and goal setting. Go ahead.
Offers perspective in times of confusion or uncertainty.
How many of y'all have been in spaces of uncertainty? That's where family plays a hell of a role. This is a role of a family. So guys, as you guys are putting together the family, these are systems you got to have in place for that family to be stronger. A lot of us, we've gotten used to not having these things. Now, as I'm building my family structure, I'm building these things. I'm working on these things all the time, and they all get fractured here and there. You have to rebuild them, retight them, redesign them, upgrade them, because once again, depreciation is attacking my family at all times. But as I work on these things, if I say I'm the family leader, I'm holding this as a guiding tool of how I'm navigating. Going, no, this is what family does. Because if I want my kids to stand on my shoulders as opposed to stand on the ground beneath me, I got to have something Like, what makes me a good father? What makes my wife a good mother? What makes my family members good family members, right? What do I say, hey, we're going to draw a boundary? What sparks a conversation? As opposed to we just tolerating everything. We just do whatever we want to do, and then we get whatever we get. Go ahead, Tone.
This is good. This is good. This is a dialogue class,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
All right. So you just sparked something. So with this one in particular, this also stems from what the person characterizes family as. And here's the thing: you said something that triggered something. Like I'm in the older generation now, so I'm probably an uncle, I guess, or OG, right?
Yeah.
We were raised with quote unquote grandmas, whatever, family, whatever our generation we call family, right? A lot of younger people nowadays, their idea of family could be like, well, whether it's the streets or they gang or they crew. So even when you're saying all this, I'm like, yeah, all this is true. But again, kind of like what Fern was saying, like the positive or the opposite side of the positive, it could be labeled as like, if your gang family is teaching these things, you're going to grow up thinking that what they're teaching you is right. They're teaching you life advice on street shit.
Yeah.
They're teaching you
But Tone,
how to make
real quick.
decisions. And
When you don't do these things, you leave room for other people to do these things.
yeah, but how do you know what?
So for
how
them,
do
you know that's where gangs come from, is when families fail. That's the result of a gang.
Got it. Yeah.
Gangs are the result
So
of
what I'm
that.
saying is that, like, so part not
Check,
knowing
check,
this
check.
and thinking I can just neglect this, or they'll get it. Human beings will get this from somebody. So where you're supposed to get this from to be stronger at it, because going back to court point, the tolerance. Like, it's a place where you can be safe and fuck up. You can go street. Like, my son is way the fuck over here. He's so far over here. He's outside my peripheral vision. But because I'm dead, I'm willing to let him come back.
He could come back.
Where if he's not my son, historically, and somebody goes, they over there, I'm already left you. You over there. I don't know what's happening with that. Right? But what that does is also, too, when I'm running my company, I can move with that same tolerance. You see where I'm going with this? Like, this is about how you move as a person. And so when I'm watching young people today, a lot of young people are exemplifying damaged family structure. And sometimes you can even have mother and father in a house, but if mother and father really ain't into doing family shit, you got a damaged family situation.
Remember first principle, second order effects, third and fourth. A lot of the things that we see that simulates family is just third order or second order effects from not having one. So
Well said.
What is that? The universe abhors a vacuum, which means if you leave a vacuum here from not having a family, then as you grow older, you're going to find ways to fill it, period. And whether that's coping mechanisms or other people that can offset that for you, or drugs or whatever.
Keep going on this one. So decision-making offers perspective in time, confusion, uncertainty. Last one.
Serves as mentors and role models across generations.
So one of the reasons we don't respect older people is allowing us to take the wisdom of previous generations and then take that and improve on that information. That's what young people are supposed to improve on, the wisdom of the next generation. Where you learn to protect that lineage is in family. Now, because so many young people don't have family, OGs means outdated. Mm-hmm. When he says, "What's up, OG?" that means you're outdated, bro. We're running shit now. But they're also dumber because they don't have that wisdom lineage, right? Mm-hmm. And where do we learn to respect that? When you see somebody coming from a strong family, they respect elders. We're gonna get deeper into that conversation in a second, but that lineage is broken because of lack of families. Keep going. Next slide.
Financial and practical support.
So this is huge. Many of us don't even know what the fuck this one means, but let's get into this one.
Shares economic resources, housing, food, transportation.
So when you're young and you try to get on your feet, you're 21, 22, 23, 24, you can stay with mama while you take on some financial risk. That's a hell of a benefit.
Hell of a benefit.
Keep going.
Provides safety nets during hardships or unemployment.
Come on.
And first of all, stop living your life like you're going to always be up. Know that there's a part where you're going to be down.
Yes.
Keep going.
Helps build financial discipline and responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So even learning how to manage your money, that's supposed to come from family. Now, many of us, we didn't get that. Let's just call it what it is. because our family was suffering. Just so I got scarcity training. Go ahead.
Contributes to generational wealth and stability.
Family is how we grow generational wealth. All these other games, like if you buy a house, and you don't have family, it's just going to be going back to the government when you die. Like literally, like once you understand the game, generational wealth. So that means that as you running your life and you say, I'm a leader of a family, are you navigating and managing generational wealth? Are you thinking about that? Or is it something you just hope it falls in place? Hope that somehow you win the lottery. Next slide.
Mm-hmm.
Personal growth and accountability.
So for those of you who love to read the personal growth books, let's talk about why family is important. Let's go.
Encourages self-improvement through feedback and care.
So the real feedback. So some people are like, I don't like feedback. That tells me about your family structure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Holds individuals accountable to share standards.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody roasts you better than your family. So when you go to school and you getting roasted, it does nothing. Nobody. They will beat you up into the inch of a certain level, so that when you go to school getting beat up, like family is super, super important from all those areas. Like the beauty of it, even when it's dysfunctional, gives you tools.
Keep going.
Motivates through pride, responsibility, and shared reputation.
So motivates through pride, responsibility. For example, I tell my daughter all the time, "You're auntie. We don't collapse in these kind of situations. We push through." That's what I'm telling her right there. Go ahead.
Promotes resilience through shared challenges.
So this is teach you how, how some people like they get knocked down, they use up all your tissue. They don't plan on getting up no time soon. Mm-hmm. Family teaches you in early stages how to fight through that. So then it's almost like, I remember when I went to corporate America and I would see people crumble. I'm like, why y'all crumbling? He's just a dude. I'm about to go in and talk to that dude. But I got that from my family. I got that from my mama. Like you guys don't realize how much of who you are you got from that foundation, and yet you don't value that foundation. And not to only realize because you didn't value it, you're going to be a poor representation of that foundation when it's your turn to lead that foundation. Meaning that you're passing the ills of slavery, Jim Crow, crack era down to your kids.
I was thinking about like a trait when you was talking like that, people admire, and I was like, where did that come from? About just doing the hard stuff. And I was thinking about, man, when I was a kid, maybe 5, 6 years old, my mom used to give us the option. You want the punishment for 2 weeks or you want the whooping? And my sister would always take the whooping. And I didn't want to get whooped, so I take the 2-week punishment. So after she gets whooped, she go back to watching TV, playing candy, and I'm sitting there watching like, damn. So over time, I'm like, I'm going to take the whooping, get it out the way, so that now I can live my life. And it's funny as that is, it embedded into me that if you got challenges, run up in it.
Did he just pause you though? Why did he do that to you?
It's supposed to be a wholesome family class. Keep it clean.
Keep it clean. Yeah, keep it clean. Yeah.
So just an example in how it promotes that accountability.
Okay. Next slide.
But yeah, no, we keeping it clean.
Health and well-being. This is huge, whether you guys know it or not. Let's also think about mental health as we go through this. Keep going.
Families influence habits around diet, exercise, and rest.
So that rest one, you guys don't understand how family plays a major role in rest. Go ahead. So you overworking yourself and you're running around, you don't know how to stop. Family can teach you, a healthy family structure teaches you how to manage your time. I'm going to get into that probably part 2 of this. But when we get into it, you're like, I'm going to show you some connections we weren't making. Go ahead.
Offer caregiving during illness or old age.
Critical. I know some of y'all in your 50s wondering what's next because your family's fractured. Keep going.
Reduce loneliness and stress-related health risks.
America's going through a loneliness epidemic right now. And we're having serious psychological breakdowns because of that. Go ahead.
Promote psychological resilience through affection and routine.
So routines. Do y'all understand the psychological benefit of routines? Like some of y'all don't want to do chores, don't want to work on the house, don't want to just want to go home and watch TV. Oh, I'm tired. I just had a long week. Those routines actually work on you psychologically, especially as a family. A lot of us are taking mental health pills because we're too lonely. Like a lot of your mental health challenges, you can work through them. You can actually fight through them. A lot of people are patched up mental. Like I think I'm a patched up mental health person, right? Like I got some mental health issues, but the gym and my workout routines, all my routines keep me from becoming a victim of my mental health damages, like from childhood, all experiences.
I'm absolutely patched.
Come on, I'm patched, man. Look here, call me Patches when you see me. But the thing is that through all the, but what happens is that's why I won't let my routines go. Because if I let my routines go, I might find other ways to subsidize those mental health issues that ain't too good. Go ahead.
Marquita says, curious about what role does influence play in the family? You can come from a good family, air quotes, with certain values and be exposed to different values and reject what was taught, or the opposite. Because you came from a good family, you're attracted to the opposite because it's unfamiliar. Another reason why people join gangs.
Okay, so I'm going to get into that, but I want us to go through the process first so we can make sure we have a full understanding. So as I get into it, I don't feel like I'm talking at the side of my mouth. So I want you guys to share the experience as opposed to, I'm trying to lead us to the experience, but I want us to walk through this together, holding hands more than let me just tell you, right? So I think if we go through this process, then we can have a separate conversation as we get into it, especially after I set out the study sheet. Okay. Next slide.
Continuity and legacy. Ensures culture, continuity, and memory across generations. Passes down traditions, stories, and wisdom.
So think about the continuity, cultural continuity and memory across generations. That means everything that they worked on before you, family passes that down. Right? Second thing is pass down traditions, stories, and wisdom. Do you understand how powerful that is to keep the family jailed? You understand that's a part of who you are, your substance, your values, your reality? Keep going.
Builds a sense of contribution to something larger than oneself.
Ooh. When you can learn to live for something bigger than yourself, you can live beyond the limits of self. You are sometimes the limit. If you live just for yourself, that's living within limitations. Keep going.
Offers the joy of nurturing future generations.
So family teaches you how to be a really present parent. Isn't that powerful? This is how much you need family. So these areas you're struggling with, just because you had mother and father in the house don't mean you had a family. Just because your family, even when you say that's a good family, I'm questioning, what do you are we sure of that? Because thinking about families, because family's so private, you see the showing of the family. You don't see how the family's showing up.
I was about to say that too, was that good and bad is relative.
It's so relative.
Especially when it comes to family. Because A, you don't know what was done, but you also don't know what was not done.
Yes.
What was missing and what was blind spots. So you thought you were raised in a good family, but maybe there's things that you were missing that caused you to go to the left or right. So it's so relative.
And also too, this is not a game of perfectionism.
No.
Like, let's say the family that was a good family was improving on what they had. So that was good for them. Doesn't mean that you didn't still have gaps. And it's up to us. This is a continuum. When you see families who are really, really rich, like I met a few in my lifetime. That's what's so crazy. I can't say I met a lot. I met a few in my lifetime. Man, it was so much structure. I was like, wow, this is real. Like, and they were serious about their traditions and their processes and their roles and hierarchy and how things went and how you ate and how you sat down. I'm like, oh my God. But then when you watch the family perform, you're like, wow, this is crazy how almost all the kids are performing. Mm-hmm. And then I watch other families where you come in the house and everybody's watching TV and food's over there if you want something. And you go to bed, you go in your room and they won't even know you was there or not. And then you watch their family and it's like a diversity of outcomes.
Yo, and there's no guarantees on the outcomes either. Like I had
Probability,
two
yeah.
best friends. Like one of my best friends in high school, he got killed when we were teenagers, and he was one of 7 kids. Family, they were from Africa, and like very successful, very mild mannered, systematic, gentle, spiritual family, and he just wanted to be bad. And then my other real close friend, he's a product of rape. Like his mom was raped in an alley, and his life is like he had every reason to fail, and he is one of the most virtuous people I know as an adult. So there are some randomness, that some exceptions that can allow for, you know, what your probabilities go. You want to make your probability as high as possible, but there's also outcomes that you can't control.
That's so, and let me double down on that. Raising children is not a guarantee. Raising children is improving the probability. That's it. You just trying to increase the chances of things going well. But because the world is so random to everything Court's saying, you got to really hear what he said. Because the world is absolutely random, we're not talking perfectionism. It's not like you do this, you're it's not, these are not recipes. Mm-hmm. This is, how do you change, if you're playing the number game, how do you have an increased positive turnout versus an increased negative turnout? Mm-hmm. As opposed to everybody's gonna be perfect. And like I said, a lot of us who are struggling with stuff, we're doing a lot of self-shaming, but we don't realize that we come from a system. Mm-hmm. And if you're here today, you already won. Mm-hmm. You're not losers, you won. But it doesn't mean that the race is over. Now you gotta start figuring out how you wanna continue to move forward with your life, and how do you wanna build your family moving forward. And once again, somebody said earlier, family is not biological. It doesn't have to be biological. That was something I learned a long time ago. You don't have to all be biological. I got family members that are not biological, but I have the same tolerance for that family member I would have for him if he was biological. Mm-hmm. Also, let me say this real quick too. Well, we get into it because I got so much to cover. Trust me, this is a lot. It's a lot. We want to, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So this is all still tied to why you need family. I want you to understand, we didn't hit 3 things, 4 things, 5 things. These are why you need family. Let's go.
Community and social capital.
Mm-hmm.
Extends connections to larger networks.
So y'all realize, I told you guys a long time ago, business is about relationships, right? So you're out here cutting everybody off. And you wonder why it's hard. Keep going.
Friends, neighbors, allies. Mm-hmm. Encourages civic engagement and shared responsibilities.
So what they just said is family helps you create better neighborhoods. Did you hear that? Family helps you create a better neighborhood. Keep going.
Strengthens social fabric by modeling cooperation and care.
Come on now, keep going.
Creates stability within neighborhoods and communities.
So you see how we got to work on the community. No, we got to work on families. And then community follows. Let's go. Next slide. So those are the main reasons why we need family. Now let's ask another question. We're going to let the microphone move in the classroom. What do you think families need to stay strong and connected? What do they need to stay strong and connected? So Tennille hand went up before. Tennille ain't playing. Tennille ain't playing. Pass Tennille the microphone. Y'all better quit playing with her.
Okay, some people might disagree with this, but that's okay because I don't really give a damn.
Josh, switch over to the screen.
They need strong leadership. And I'm going to say for me, a strong man in leadership.
Bar, 100%.
Because a lot of, I can speak from experience and other things as well, when that strong male absence is present in your life, it impacts more than we can really even measure right now. And when you have people like to say daddy issues, it impacts a lot. So having
100%.
leadership and having nothing against a strong woman, I consider myself to be one.
You surely
but
are.
I feel like I'm a stronger woman under the leadership of a strong man.
Come on, man. Not. By the way, y'all, that wasn't me doing any like voice change. That was Tennille.
We didn't pay her to say that.
Go ahead, Jordan.
I would say you need some sort of responsibility, like routine, chores, something that something that you could show up for within your household or your family.
Good. Good.
An actual feedback loop.
Yes, feedback loop.
Like, not just what you want to hear when you want to hear it, but like even when you're wrong or when you feel challenged or threatened, like your family should be able to call you out and help you see both sides. Doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but you have to have that.
And you have to protect that too, because I promise you, black families can call you out. Especially if you got any Monties. Auntie will break your sticky, you doing all this shit down. Stuff down. That's the first one. God dog it. I was not the curse tonight. Okay, that's one. Keep going.
We got two online.
Okay, go ahead.
Sydney says structure and communication.
Structure and communication. Well said.
And Daphne says genuine interest and engagement with each other.
Oh, Daphne, what you over there flexing her muscles? She must be a family counselor or something. Anybody else before we get to the list? Tone Vic, I know you got something for us.
Fact.
Oh, nice.
Have respect for one another.
Yeah, that's real talk. That's really strong. And you'd be surprised if you're the head of a household, you got to dry that. Because that fractures all the time. Family, hold on, I can't wait to get to that section. Go
Josh,
ahead.
erase that. Erase that, Josh.
Add to it, the ability to listen.
Ability to listen. There you go. Go ahead.
Quality time doing shared activities.
Quality time, shared activity. That's nice.
So like, because I think that like roles can be standalone because like a mother has a role, a father has a role, but for example, we all sit down and we eat together, or we all clean the house together, or we all run together. I think that those rituals and habits are the building blocks that build our characters. And if we
100%.
if we're not constantly pouring back into that, those are some of the things that can cause people to go astray because they don't have enough family habits and patterns to keep them locked in.
Well said. Go ahead, Tom.
Man, space. Because of what you just said, you got to also give your family space. Yeah, and respect that space.
That's well said. I get it.
Yeah.
First I thought you were talking about like a bigger house. I was like, wait, Tony.
No, just like, sometimes mom needs
from good
space.
times.
Sometimes pop needs space. Sometimes space to like process or to be, you know what I'm saying, to finish it out. But yeah, space.
Yeah. Can I say one that's gonna be that's not in my notes, but it kind of surfaced between all the insights I provided this week. Here's one that should make somebody uncomfortable: the ability to submit. All of us, submission. Do you practice submission in your family? I'm talking about everybody, man, woman, child, everybody. Do you practice submission? That's a hard one because think about this: if you come from a damaged situation, you're too busy trying to be the boss. Mm-hmm. Have you forgot the power of submission? Mm-hmm. Greatness, learning, and growth comes from submission. Mm-hmm. Now I know some of y'all have a traumatic relationship to that word, like Josh does, but the rest of us, yeah, I guess you get for that respect word. But the reality is that that's a word that in our community
we run from.
We run from submission. But if you don't have a strong family and maximize the resources you can get from the family, there has to be a tone where if tone is leading in this area of the family, can we submit to that? Or do we all have to be like, well, why you got to?
Yeah, and submission is challenging for a lot of us who never had strong male figures as the head of the household. So if you were a male growing up in a female, like say a single mother household, you knew that at a certain age, you respect your mom, but she's not your head. So then it makes it challenging for you as you move on in life to have anybody be ahead. And that's why everybody wants to be a boss now. But in a healthy family environment, you had parents and uncles, and there was hierarchy, older cousins, and if a cousin was 1 year older than you, they could tell you what to do.
You had to submit.
And you had to submit. And so that's why if you lose family, you lose that. And in business,
Rules.
making money, it's the same rules. It's not about being a boss in business. It's about serving. Remember, how can I serve you? That comes from family. Because if you grew up in a family and you had to jump in and do stuff and make sure that you added value to the family and contribute to the family, then you knew what how can I serve you is.
Go ahead.
Tavita said empathy and consideration.
Mm-hmm.
And then Marquita said, you need a healthy environment, drug and abuse free, willingness to serve and sacrifice for the greater good of the unit. Dad might work 2 jobs and provide, and mom gets up early to cook a homemade breakfast.
Let me pause on that. But so read it again because Tony didn't hear you.
You need a healthy environment, drug and abuse free, willingness to serve and sacrifice for the greater good of the unit. And then she gave an example. Dad might work 2 jobs to provide. Mom gets up early to cook a homemade breakfast.
So there's some flaws in there. So number one is that the family can absorb imperfections more than you can imagine. So a lot of imperfections that we're not absorbing, we're forcing society to pay for. But I'm talking about even the uncle who's an addict, the family can actually go after. In really strong family communities, you see less stuff pouring into the streets. When the communities become too busy and too isolated and too individualism, all of a sudden all of our flawed family members are in the streets. That's one. 2, working 2 jobs is almost also dangerous for family. You got to know if you got working 2 jobs, you're in a bad role. It can happen, right? And you may have to have uncle carry that role until dad can get out of that space. But we have to know, like, because why is that important? A lot of us are caught up in this individualism society, and we're 25, 30, and we want to have 2 kids, but we want to be super busy at work. You got to realize there's a trade-off. You can be busy later on, but while you're a parent, you need to be a parent. Like, that work is not what you're living for. I hate to tell you that. I know when you're young, it's hard to hear me. But when they fire you, you're going to realize that day, that was an in-between space. Work is not what life's about. It ain't like you die and they be like, man, here lies the manager at PG&E. I gave a fuck. Go to a club and say, oh, darn it. I try not to curse because it's a family one, in case the family ones listen.
We too hood. But family has tolerance.
Oh yeah. And so then the other one is like, for example, have you ever got a manager job, a role, a big job at your office, and went to the club and told people at the club about your job at the role at the office, and see who cares? Nobody cares. So, but if you go to that same club and talk about your children, somebody will care. You talk about your family, somebody will care. And so we got to figure out what is our priorities. And so, yes, the family's got to be able to accommodate daddy who's working 2 jobs, but daddy has to know that that's a dangerous space to be in if he's the head of a family.
Mm-hmm.
And daddy has to, because I worked 2 jobs when I was in my late 20s, and I said to myself, never again. Because I was working so much. I'm like, what am I working? I'm working to work? I don't have a life? This is not, I want to go travel, see things. I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to meet people. I don't want to be in an office all darn day, all darn night, every day. And so you got to learn how to, like, okay, if your skill level's low and you're head of a household, cool, you're working 2 jobs for right now. But your number 1 job is when you get free time, grow your skills so you can have 1 job. Mm-hmm. This is important if you want to run a strong family. Because one of the dangers is when 2 parents are so busy that the children are raising themselves, and it's like having no family at all.
And we see the effects of that in certain cities, well-to-do cities, where
Yes.
you think you're moving out of the hood, out of Oakland, and taking them to Dublin or somewhere, and all the kids in that school is on coke, and they all dope dealers.
No, he's not lying. This is real.
It's because you can go to somebody's house after school and neither parent is home, and you get to party, kick it, do whatever till super late, and that's the routine because the kids are raising themselves. So then we don't understand. That's when it goes back to the other statement where she says, "Well, they were raised good, but maybe they weren't
Maybe the parent wasn't,
because they weren't even there."
or the child was raised by parents who didn't value them. Because for years, humans in America didn't value kids. So let's say their parents didn't value kids because they traumatized from their grandparents. So then even though you're in the house with you, they don't really see you like that. You're almost invisible. It's almost like you're like a pet. You're not even really a child, right? They don't even, I remember my great grandmother used to say, kids are to be seen but not heard. that was a great grandma used to say that.
Yeah.
Now, it didn't work for me, but still, she said it. I just kept talking. I got so many whoopings. Anyway, go ahead. Any more before we go into? Okay, one more. Okay, let's last one.
Daphne said, family needs a time of celebration.
Tell Daphne next time I teach this class, come on class so you can help me teach this class because Daphne's on fire tonight. Mm-hmm. Oh, go ahead.
Did we say discipline?
Discipline. Yes. Which is way understated. Way understated. Mm-hmm. All right, let's roll it to the slides. Let's go to the slides. Good job. Thank you, by the way, Josh. You're doing a wonderful job over there, bro. No matter how much I talk about you, you're amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. Go ahead.
One thing I feel like was missed was a sense of setting a nurturing environment, making sure it's a safe space, right?
100%. That's going to come up to you. That's well said.
Okay, because even when we talk about submission, in order to submit, there has to be a sense of safety.
We're going to get into all that because we're going to get into parenting too, and like how there's a thin line between some things we use, these words we use, and we got to get into like some clarity. So we're going to get into that. These are all good points that we're moving because as I got into family, trust me, I'm trying you start realizing like some of these words are so subjective, they're abstract, and because they're abstract, subjective words, we're gonna have to like kind of ground some of these terms. So right now we're kind of covering the basics before we dive a little bit further into it. All right, let's get into it. So the first one was, go ahead, Shikina.
Communication. Mm-hmm. Open, honest, and respectful dialogue.
Mm-hmm. So now a lot of us black folks, y'all know we ain't used to that. Okay, keep going.
Active listening. Seeking to understand, not just respond.
I got a large portion of my family just responds. Go ahead.
Expressing needs, feelings, and disagreements without fear.
Ooh, how many of us provide that even as parents? Come on, that has to start between the mama and daddy. The relationship has to create that so you can create it for the family. If you can't have it between us, it ain't gonna happen with y'all. Right? Just keep going.
Regular check-ins that maintain emotional connection.
So that means you gotta constantly have check-in conversations with people. You're not just, if everything cool, I ain't gonna say nothing. Like, what is it? If it ain't broken, I ain't gonna mess with it, right? We can't do that. Keep going.
Families that talk together, heal together.
That's cold. Mm-hmm. That means if you stop talking, like my son stopped talking, and he collapsed so many times because he's talking to himself in the head. And does anybody know that mind of yours is the worst conversation partner? You gotta bring that conversation outside your mind.
Can I add this too? Is that conversational communication style, there is no one way. Say, because it depends on your family. If your family is very spirited, a person who comes from a calm family whose rules that say once you raise your voice, you out of control, you go to a family that's spirited, that's normal talk for them. Mm-hmm. So they're not even arguing. They sounds like it's arguing to you. But so the style of communication also is varied depending on the family. It depends on if it works.
And boy, do I got both sides. And I like both sides. I like when I'm around my spirited family, I'm cracking up. Like I'm loud. They talking loud. Love is strong in that room. I got even these cousins, you swear to God, start shooting each other. And they never do. And I'm always in the middle cracking up. Like when my grandfather died, I went to go play dominoes with him. And they made me stop playing dominoes. I was like, yeah, I don't want to win. I don't want to win. Y'all go play this game. But that's how we show love, right? Next slide. This is all the things the family needs. So we need communication. Now we need trust and safety. Somebody brought that up earlier.
That's you right there. Yeah.
Right? You say trust and safety, right? Let's go. Let's go for it.
Consistency between words and actions builds reliability.
Ooh, that means your words and actions has to have consistency. Huh? Somebody like that. Do you understand what that required of you as a parent to drive a household? Or you as a family member, or you as the alpha family member have to drive that, right? If you're the alpha of that family, you can't have a family that's talking one way but showing up another way. That's going to cause a lot of damage down the road. Keep going.
Emotional and physical safety. No fear or ridicule or harm.
Keep going.
Transparency about finances, choices, and mistakes.
Now, I learned that one from my mama. My mama was so transparent about money. I knew we were broke. I knew it. Look here, she had me out there like, what I'm going to do? Go ahead. Go. Let's keep going.
Mutual respect for boundaries and privacy.
Who said that earlier? That's tone. See, so let's keep going.
Shared values and vision. Agreement on core principles like honesty, responsibility, and compassion.
These are core principles of the household. Keep going.
A collective why, knowing what the family stands for.
What do we stand for as a family? Who are we? This is why you can't be a social media family. We just stand for whatever's the newest trend. This is a matter of fact, I would argue later on how it's not just social media is bad. Families are weak, which makes social media bad. So if families become strong, we can weather social media. Keep going.
Common rituals, meals, faith, practices, celebrations reinforce identity.
When I get into faith, y'all gonna be like, oh my God, faith is actually much more important than we realize. Go ahead.
I feel like this one's a little bit tough because it can be determined by, not be determined by, it could be different based on age.
Go again.
So like, share values and vision, right? Agreement on core principles like honesty, responsibility, and compassion. Let's just take a quote unquote perfect family, mom, dad, 2 kids, right?
But I don't want us to lock into the mom, dad, 2 kids.
Okay, let's say,
so just say
like me. Let's say I single mom. My mom got a vision for
right. Your uncles are helping out.
Whatever. But if
best friend is considered godfather.
Yeah, but if I'm younger than that whole generation, my vision, we living on 6644 MacArthur Boulevard, East Oakland, cross street from the cemetery. My vision, my shared vision is like, man, I can't wait for us to get up out of here, get our own house, move out the hood, blah, blah. Their vision might be different because of how they were raised. So it's like, I think...
That's not a vision.
Well, how do you have an agreement on core principles? I'm sorry, I used the wrong word. My bad. Not vision. You're right. My bad. How would you have agreement on core principles and things like that when there's an age gap, a huge generation age gap?
No, even when there's a huge generation age gap, what you keep echoing is characteristics of bad families.
Okay.
Which we're going to get into in a minute. When you have a strong family, you could be 6 years. My daughter.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. This is an example of, got it. Okay.
Right. These are things you need the family needs to be strong. Yeah. So all these things are things we need. Like, a family just doesn't run. It's like, this is the fuel of the family.
Yeah.
What fuel do we need?
Okay. So with that said, give me an example of how we can make that happen when there is the generational and age gap.
Well, okay. Because there's such a big gap in my family. I'm like, damn, you asked the perfect person because go ahead. Yeah, my wife is 15 years. My daughter, I had a daughter in 50, 51, 50, whatever, somewhere like that. I wasn't, I was dying that morning.
Family night. It's family night.
What is it?
It's family night.
I didn't curse though, right? No. So anyway, good. So, so the thing was that those values, like for example, when you read the Bible, do you say these values are from hundreds of years ago? I don't. No, because wisdom is not really, the human OS is slow. Technology and all this other stuff is a distortion. The human OS, All these, matter of fact, most of the books are written today about human behavior. They got books in the 40s and 50s written exactly. I read a lot of old books. It's the same conversations, right? So it's this perception, because when we have broken families, we think we are the new ones, that we doing something new.
We're not.
We're not doing nothing new. We may have new tools to do the same old work. Life comes down to the same. Why does a person want a big house? No, but like reprocess it. Why does a person want a big house? Somebody process that. No. But no. Let's talk as adults. Why does people want a big house?
Because they want to have more people over.
So you can engage with more people. We're still having the same conversations. Our brains have limitations on, like, we still are stuck in 150 people max that we could think about, that we care. Like, so for example, when you have a wedding, each party really owns 150 people that they say, I can think about. And that's 150, only about, if you have a household party, only 35 to 50 of those people are the ones that come to your house to have parties with you, right? The other 100, if you saw them and you cool with them, but you don't have that kind of connection with them. I mean, that the human brain has mental limitations and mental needs. That's why this is so, this applies to this generation and it applies to the years generation. What you also got to be careful of too, Stone, let's not argue the norm. That's why I keep saying, if we're in a world where everybody's damaged, we think this is normal. It's not normal, people.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And if you look at this as an example, you say a person,
By the way, thank you, Tone.
person your age, right? This person is, say, of Asian descent, and they're a doctor. They got a degree from Harvard, and they're super disciplined, super focused, super hard worker. They go super hard in their life to be the best version of human that they can be and succeed. And you ask, why are you so driven? Because this family stuff is all interconnected. It's not like you have this slide and you don't need the other slides. So the slides before that is about communication. So why are you so driven and why do you work so hard? Well, my family snuck out of some Asian country under the boat and with me in their arms. And I was 2 months old. And they instilled in me that if we risk our lives to come all the way over here to make a better life for you, you better make that happen. And my whole childhood, they kept instilling that in me as to why I'm here. And here's the history back of where we came from. And we was getting shot at and living in bamboo trees, in a hellish environment. And now we did all of that work and sacrificing. A couple of our uncles died on the way. And now it's you. It's your turn. What you gonna do? So that shared vision allows him to be super 1, 2, 3 generations away and still be super motivated to make it happen.
Matter of fact, you could even see it in the Jewish community. The Jewish community exemplify this to art. Matter of fact, do you know Jewish people, if they go, they have this ritual where they think they see themselves as the reincarnation of those who went through shit in Egypt, right? And that story all the way to today drives their motivation of how they show up to the world, how they carry themselves, how they value each other's relationship, how they must achieve certain goals. This is stuff you even see it in like African families where, like you got to be a doctor or you got to do this or you got to perform this. This whole idea of you just do what you want to do, we don't realize the cost of that on the other side. So these shared visions and values is the way, once the family's moving in a healthy direction, we're building on each other's shoulders. Imagine you built up hella money and you got ready to leave your daughter here you go, baby, it's your money. She's like, I'm about to blow to the club. I don't believe in what you believe in. You'll be devastated. Mm-hmm. You mean I worked all these years to pass this down and you just told me F your values and I'm about to be at the party? Mm-hmm. So in the end, you're passing those. So in order for that not to happen, you're starting today by saying, hey, this is why Daddy's passing down to you. This is what we stand for. This is where you need to go with this money. And this is what you need to pass. Because really, when you pass on your money, you hope if you pass down enough, you pass it down to multiple generations, not just, that one child that said, psh, party time, I'm at the clubs. Mm-hmm. All right, keep going. By the way, Tone, keep doing this because this is what we need. Because a lot of people are not here, and I need that. So your value tonight is way higher than any other time. This is super high. Yeah. This is perfect. No, please do this. Keep going.
Passing down purpose across generations.
Pass down purpose across generations. That's what we just mentioned. Mm-hmm. Next slide. This is all still with it. Now these are things that family need. This is what family needs for survival, to be strong. Keep going.
Commitment and presence. Mm-hmm. Showing up, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally.
So that means showing up for all your family, not just physically, emotionally, and mentally. Go ahead.
Prioritizing family time despite work, school, or stress.
Prioritizing family time. Y'all know this is an area this busy generation is missing. Us, whether we're providing it or whether we're receiving it, this is the area that we're starting to see collapse. Keep going.
Following through on promises and responsibilities.
So if you promise your child something, don't say it if you're not planning on doing it. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Seeing family as a long-term investment, not a convenience.
Long-term investment. Meaning that you're playing the long game, not the short game with your family. Convenience is short game. Long-term investments is long. Remember we talked about short game versus long game? A lot of people don't see family as a long game. It's meeting their emotional needs right now, not realizing that I'm planting seeds every day for the trees I want to see 10, 20, 30 years from now. Next slide.
Love and empathy.
This is what family needs to be strong, love and empathy. Let's go.
Practicing patience and forgiveness. Showing affection through words, actions, and care.
Not just words. Let me see this. Not just words. I love you. I love you. What does that mean in action? I love you. What does that mean through care? Many of us use the word, I love you. And then after that, the day's over. Pack it up. Mm-hmm. You got all you can get. And here's the thing, that doesn't take money. My great-grandmother used to take toilet tissue and make flowers for me when I was a kid. Man, don't get me crying. Go ahead, keep going.
Understanding that everyone has different emotional needs.
Everyone has different emotional needs. That was also tied to that space idea. Keep going.
Turning conflict into opportunities for compassion.
Now, by the way, let me go back to that. Understanding that everyone has different emotional needs. Tone, when you're raising the young ones, you got to know that they're young and you're old. So you got to give them room to be emotionally different. You can't hold them to the same standards. So even because I watch me and my wife do this, we got used to a certain diet. That can't be ZZ's diet. We got a certain emotional expectation. That can't be Diallo's emotional expectations, right? Turning conflict into opportunities for compassion. I had a conflict in my family. I'm not gonna get no detail because I don't want to put family stuff. I don't want to create an unsafe space. But I had a conflict with family. Family split. So I went to a certain place where I knew the family was gonna be. Hugged up and say, I still love you. We still family. When I made a big mistake, Mashama's my brother. I made a big mistake. I can talk about this. I did his sister's wedding photography. And I lost all the pictures. Do you understand? That's my business. He's sitting here next to me every day, and I lose all the pictures to his sister. I'm talking about I didn't have a picture. Shot the whole wedding. Crazy thing that happened. I'm devastated. I'm ready to crawl underneath the rock. So I happen to be at Linden Life in Emeryville. Pops walk in. He hugs me and says, "Hey, it's okay. Your family. It's okay." Turning a conflict into an opportunity of compassion. Have you went and called that family member and say, "Hey, you don't mean you have to embrace them, but no, I love you." I mean, there's some uncles and aunties, they're wilding. They're still wild. They ain't let that crack culture too far behind. Mm-hmm. I love you. I might not be able to fuck with you like this because you're a little bit too much for me. But I just want you to know hey, when you ever decide to move your life in a certain direction, I'm going to be here to have that conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
Next one. Healthy boundaries. This is a powerful one because some of us don't know what boundaries are.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Respecting individuality within togetherness.
Tell me that's not DEI in the purest, realest sense. Like, you know, I hate this social justice. I hate it. Make me want to throw up when I just say the word social justice. But the real, I hate that word.
Mm-hmm.
But the real respect for individuality within our togetherness, that's where you learn it from. Family, not internet, the family. Not social justice, the family is supposed to teach you that. Because I don't know about y'all, but my family's diverse as hell. Every class, gender choices, gangsterism, loves, successful, everything is in my family. And I learned to love everybody the same. So then when I go out in the community, you ain't shocking me because you different. That's why my family is different. Y'all want to get shocked, come to my dinner. Y'all be like, yo, really? I told you, I still love him, but he's just different.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Knowing when to step back or
okay, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
knowing when to step back or give space.
Ooh, look at that. Go ahead.
Allowing members to grow, explore, and make mistakes.
So that means you let your family sometimes just fall. Like I watch everybody in my family fall. I allow them. Go ahead. No, go ahead. You got it. You like it. I love it. Let's do it. And then when it fall, hey, I knew. You okay? What'd you learn? All right, let's talk about it. But if I try to stop, that's control. Leadership is not control. That's very important to know this.
Hey, and this right here was difficult during the crack era to do, because you had very reliable people turn very unreliable really fast.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to learn how to be like, oh, well, last week you could come in, but this week you can't. Or last week I let you borrow my car, but this week you can't borrow it no more. Because that comes from having to be acutely aware of situations during the crack era. So now the way a lot of us resolve this is just not trust nobody. Or if you make one mistake, I'm out. So now we're so hypersensitive to people's mistakes based on that last era we came from. Now we out of the era, we ain't got no, got no grace to give.
This last one is a cold one. Read it.
Balancing family unity with personal freedom.
Some of us don't know how to balance those two. We think it's either or. Personal freedom or family. A lot of us think by being like, I'm doing this family stuff, I just can't be me. Don't blame that on family. Don't blame that on the family.
Mm-hmm.
Your personal freedom and your family is a balancing act. And you have to learn that.
Mm-hmm. Man, I got one of my employees, Vanessa, she has a family that's so loving. They celebrate everything. They come over her house, aunties, uncles, nieces, and she's always and she's so irritated by it. Like, I gotta go do some families, or all my aunties came over and cooked for me because I was sick, and now I got all this food in my house because it's so used to having such a loving family. And I'm like, Vanessa, I don't have a family like that. I would love to have what you have. Be grateful for that, because I ain't got that. Like, you was sick and 3 aunties came over and brought you soup, and they stayed with you, and you were like, because which I know she's appreciative and grateful for it, but like, understanding the balance between family and unity and personal freedom, you can still be who you are, which she is, but at the same time, super value the fact that you got a family that love you.
Well said. That's well said. Next slide.
Stop smoking weed.
I have never, thank you very much. I have epilepsy and asthma.
Oh, God. Go ahead.
Adaptability and flexibility. Willingness to adjust roles during change. Example, illness, job loss, relocation.
So adjust roles. So no matter whatever your roles is. Now, roles are relative to strengths in a family. But can you adjust them? Depending on what's going on. If you have to, I got to always be the man. I got to always be the woman. No. Can you adjust those roles based upon if things in our outside world starts to change? Mm-hmm. Can mama be the father, mother if daddy has to work 2 jobs for a little while? Mm-hmm. Vice versa. Can uncle be the male leader of the family because mother don't get along with baby daddy and she got to raise these kids? Mm-hmm. You know, mm-hmm. Can when the kids come by, can I be the father to all the kids in the household when they're under my care? Mm-hmm. Right? Like can we adjust these roles for adapting to life itself as opposed to the rigidity of staying within these labels? Mm-hmm. Okay, keep going.
Embracing new ideas while honoring tradition.
There's the trick. Look, family can't be stuck in the past, and it can't divorce all of the past for the future. It's a balance. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Bouncing back from conflict or crisis with teamwork.
You know what some people quick to do, especially if they didn't come up in a family environment, so quick to blame. Your fault. You spend all the energy trying to find whose fault it was and blaming so that you can be right versus shut that down. Let's get together and figure out how we're going to get through this. You do this, you do that. What can you, and working together. That's where you learn in your secular jobs, in entrepreneurship. That's really where you learn how to work together as a team.
What about this? I forgive, but I ain't going to forget.
Yeah. And his thing with all that stuff too, you not forgetting is I almost feel like we have a God complex. Like that means something. You gonna die. Who cares about that? You will forget. You gonna forget one way or another. So why waste your time? Just go and forget now. Like, don't get me wrong. It's different if it's like something very abusive, like, molestation or, these extremes. We're not talking about that stuff. We're talking about, you didn't pay me back that one time, right? And it's like, now it's different if you just a virtual hustler in the family and you just trying to rob everybody, then you should not forget, right? Right. Mm-hmm. But if like nephew, how many of us had bad credit or missed a payment in our lifetime? Our family would have canceled our credit harder than the goddamn credit company. What you remember the time I loaned you $5? Now you talking about you hungry today, huh? I bet you ain't gonna come and talk to me. What? Really? But hey, you think I'm joking? I got family members like that. Oh, some old dude, still carry a pistol and everything. Go ahead.
Learning to evolve instead of trying to stay perfect.
Yeah.
Family's a place that says it's learning to evolve and stop trying to stay perfect. There ain't no perfection in this game. This is family stuff here. Let's go next slide.
Quality time and shared experiences.
Listen to this part, y'all. This is so important. Let's go.
Daily or weekly rituals. Meals, walks, game nights.
So as a family, what is your weekly rituals? Don't say you're a family and y'all just see each other when you get home. Do you guys have things you guys do weekly that the family comes to expect that is part of your bonding? Keep going.
Mm-hmm. Vacations, storytelling, or service projects that build memories.
So you got to build memories together. Family is not just a convenient solution. You got to go on vacation, go have adventures together, go camping, hiking together, build stories together. Keep going.
Moments of laughter and play that strengthen bonds.
Mm-hmm. Jokes, laughter, watching comedy together. Family cap. I don't know about y'all family, but we use a cap. Oh my God. And everybody's on the floor crying, but it's things we don't forget. Keep going.
Being present, not distracted by screens or stress.
So that's why I talk about. I walk in households and everybody's watching TV. I remember I've seen people without family come around my family and go, y'all play too much. That's because you have a damaged experience. Where when you have a strong family, you realize that play and that humor is part of our bonding. But if you come from a place where Your family had to deal with damage, or you had to adopt. Once again, you're not flawed. You're adaptable, and you adapted to family is a place where you don't play. To only realize, no, that's what makes family strong, the ability to play. Because, it's just. Next slide.
Hey, I didn't realize, because my parents split when I was 9, and I didn't realize how toxic my family household was as a kid. But in the 80s, it was no resistance to people spending the night. Everybody was spending the night. And a lot of parents wouldn't allow their kids to come over our house. And I was always wondering why. Like, why can't I can go over your house, but you can't come over mine? Because they recognize that, that environment is not good. But you can come over here and you can see what a little more of a healthy environment is. But like a lot of times you just don't know. So sharing your shared experiences and allowing you guys to really I say burn each other in the fire to know what family can and can't do, and what other families are doing helps you see those blind spots.
All right. Next one. Ooh. So, by the way, I can't begin to tell you how important your spirituality is. Like, don't think of spirituality. Don't limit spirituality to the invisible energy of the Spirit and God. One of the blessings of having a brother like Pastor Chris, when he checks in, he don't check in on just my mechanics. He spiritually checks in on me. How you feeling? Where you at? What's going on in your mind? Next time, talk to me. A lot of us don't. You can walk down the street every day and nobody asks you, you okay? Let me check in on you. Oh, there's so much here. Keep going. Let's go for it.
A sense of purpose beyond material success.
I would say this is the area that I see missing with a lot of people. A lot of people are stuck on material dialogue, material focus, material. They can't think about life beyond material success. They say they can. They don't move like that.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's go.
Shared faith, philosophy, or guiding principles.
Let me say this real quick. When you talk about a nation, community, city, a strong community, this is what they share. When that starts to fracture, you start to splinter the community. So now, don't talk to my kids about what they did, because guess what? We don't share nothing in common. We almost can't collaborate on things because we don't even have a common language. So, for example, in my office, Hope is doing this for y'all. Whether we've developed a common language, right? So when we have a common language, you can use a certain word that will say, "Oh yeah, I didn't realize I was doing that. My bad." But when we have different ways of describing everything, do you realize it's just about hierarchy argument? It's me versus you. Can I knock you out or not? Or do I have more money than you? Or do I have leverage on you? But it's not about, we have a common idea, communication, purpose that allows us to work together. And one of the reasons with us, I'm jumping too far in front, but I'll just share this real quick because I probably won't go real fast. Do you realize that in 1990, 70% of us belonged to religion, and it dropped down to 40% now? That means we're all over the place. You know where families, what used to guide our families and keep us creating common dialogue was the church. Now the church is gone. Now it's my business, your business, your business, your business. When you make the family private, it's dangerous.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say something. I think it's necessary for every human being to believe in a higher power. Because when you believe in something bigger than yourself, then you're governed by more than just your own morals.
Come on, bro. I'm with you.
Because
this is the first time we ever aligned on foo-foo stuff, but I'm with you.
Because if you always trying to research and find out and this, and I don't go to church no more because of this, and I don't believe in this, and I got hurt by this and that, and so now I'm just on my own and I govern myself, we're too weak. We're too weak to govern ourselves all the time. There's going to be times where we don't have it.
100%.
So if you're a lot of times grounded in something to where you believe in something bigger than yourself, like then that can allow you to figure out what the rules are, what my purpose is, why am I here, and when things get emotionally tough for you, you get down. If you're an atheist, you kind of screwed, because there's no where to look to the left or the right or up for help. So I think just for a healthy society, if there's research done, societies that have high levels of atheism have high levels of suicide. That's a statistic. And so being that the black church, and that's keeping it real, have corrupted a lot of our people based on whatever the corruption that's happened. It made us fraction away from church. But that's even worse. So I'm not saying go run back to that same church. I'm saying you got to hold spirituality and finding some sort of spiritual grounding to hold you together, especially in the times where you fragmented.
Well, two things. One, when we lose a church, we find other religions. Social media, politics, social justice became a religion for some people. Gangs. We'll create our own religion. Atheism is a religion. Mm-hmm. Like we'll create a religion one way or another. That's one thing about human beings is somehow we make a religion. Mm-hmm. Two, by the way, side note, if you're looking for a good church, The Rock is fire. But The Rock is fire. But yeah, because Pastor Chris, I'm telling y'all, for somebody who knows a brother from like behind the curtain, because live guys, you go behind the curtain, you're like, wow, this dude over here, Pastor Chris is real,
solid,
solid. Like trust me, we've had really intense conversations. Man, that man is in full submission. Mm-hmm. But let me say this too.
And we've traveled with him every year, and that brother is exactly who he say he is.
Yeah, he there ain't no.
I've tried to cat off with him, and he would not. I'm just messing with you. I know you did.
So he's real. But also too, I think we overjudge the church. Let me just keep it 100. When I get to this next lesson I'm gonna do a lesson around religion and family. But we were looking at the wrong goal for the church. If we saw the church correctly, we could have worked on some stuff. But because we held the church to the wrong standard of almost perfectionism, the church is just as imperfect as we are. All human beings are imperfect. There's no perfect human beings. Let's stop watching TV. All human beings are imperfect. And if human beings are running something, it's going to have spaces of imperfection.
Yeah, flaws.
But we hold churches to the wrong standard. And so they failed. Like, you could be poor, but if your expectations outpace your wealth, you can have money and feel poor. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So if your spirituality outpaces your expectations, your spirituality outpaces its capabilities, there ain't no good church for you. Mm-hmm. That's just what it is. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, part of it is we got into a moral competition about what is right versus what is wrong, and the church lost. So I'm not sure it's all the church. I think a lot of it falls on radical responsibility on us. Of we got to have a different conversation about church, but that's another section. Keep going.
Shared faith, philosophy, or guiding principles.
100%.
Gratitude practices that anchor the family emotionally.
My daughter told the school the other day, they wrote down, if you could be a superhero, who would you be? She said, if I was a superhero, I'd be grateful. I said, oh my, wow. She's trying. I'm like, what my daughter trying to do up in that school, trying to be a philosopher? Wow. But that's man, look, I read that, I said, y'all better turn the page before y'all get some tears come on my face. But that's so critical. And we practice grateful prayers. Go ahead.
Service to others, reinforcing unity and humility.
Mm-hmm. Do y'all see how this is shown up in entrepreneurship? Mm-hmm. This is what you get from your family. And when it comes time to service from others, because there's spiritual practice of the family, and I say, hey, if you'll be an entrepreneur, you're here to serve your customers. Ooh, man. But what about? Man. What about? Yeah. What about? Yeah. I know. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. So I understand we got a struggle that we're going to work through. I don't care if you want us to be like, I don't know. Hey, this is not about you today.
Yeah. And spirituality is submission.
Submission.
Spirituality, going to church or believing in a God, is submitting yourself to a higher power.
And so now you understand that, okay, do you realize that you become great by following others who are great? But those of us who refuse to submit to the process cut our blessings off? Do you realize that? So those of you who I ain't submit to anybody, you don't realize you're a low quality of the version of yourself because the version of yourself comes from submission? Did y'all know that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a hard one? Go ahead, Fern.
Yeah.
Rap to us. Don't jive me, Turkey.
I mean, I believe that this ties directly into the through me.
Oh, here we go.
Because
Here we
Come
go.
on.
that's when you are fully in tuned, right?
Come on.
Fully submissive to exactly what you're here to do. But you got to go through that know thyself before you get to that point. But at this grounding or this like nurturing through spirituality, I believe it gets you closer to that through me than if you didn't have that.
Absolutely.
Go to the next slide. I'm gonna period. Next slide. Period. Let's go.
Community and extended support.
Come on.
Healthy families are rarely isolated.
So healthy families are rarely anybody been around my family? How many people come to my house while you there? Come on now, come on. Rarely isolated. Shakina, am I lying?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Shabisha used to call herself, what she used to call it? She has a word for my house. Congo Town or something like, because everybody's coming through. All the black folks will be at my house. But go ahead.
Okay, I want to make a point about this too. This is such a dope slide here with the healthy families are rarely isolated. You know how powerful that is in terms of being a protector for the women in families.
Let me throw some at this man.
Because like I can think of as when I'm single doing my thing, there's one situation where a family, two situations out of I'm not gonna say the number, where the family members came out and was like, "Hey, okay, what's your intentions with my sister?"
Changes everything, don't it?
Out of all the
Shuts it
women,
down.
all these black women that I've ever tried to date, whatever, I ain't had to go through nobody. But the ones with family, I was like,
everything.
I'll have her back by 10.
That's no exaggeration.
So that is such a protector. When you know it's like we don't play about our niece or our daughter or our whatever. Subconsciously, you know, I got to do right by this person, even if it don't work out.
Y'all don't. He just let y'all into some serious unknown game. All right, next one. Keep going.
Connection to friends, mentors, elders, or supportive networks.
You understand that's your economic system right there? You understand that's your wealth, that's your promotion, that's your growth, that's your opportunities in life, that's your new house. Everything is within that. Yet some of y'all, if you decide tomorrow, if you get fired tomorrow, who you gonna call besides Ghostbusters? Because you ain't gotten, your family's been so fractured and you haven't rebuilt a family because you didn't see the value of a family. Mm-hmm. So you don't have a network, because you can build your own network. You don't have to just say your mom and daddy didn't provide it for you. Let's not talk the victim talk. You didn't build your network.
Mm-hmm.
So you're running around here thinking that I can just be the superhero with a cape on my back and an S on my chest, and then when things go bad, you realize you ain't got nothing. Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Seeking help, therapy, clergy, mentors when needed.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. How many times that people are having, have you seen a friend that's in isolation keep cracking, damaged? Family's supposed to catch that space. Mm-hmm. You get a phone call from your sister like, hey, what you doing next week with your son? Why don't you bring him by the house? And you come out of the house and be like, hey, you okay? What's going on with you? Let's talk about that. Mm-hmm. I call mom, tell her, come on over. Let's all have a conversation. Mm-hmm. And we know that's going to happen. But this isolation thing can we just call it for what it is? It ain't what we've been describing all this time. It's an area where you're fragile.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it reminds me of my nephew. You know, like my nephew started going through some stuff, and he started lashing out at family members, and slowly, one by one, he would get into it with a family member and get into it with another one, get into it with another one, get into it. Then he got into it with me. So I'm like, hey, bro, you on time out till you figure out what you're doing ain't cool. And he isolated himself so much from the family, he ended up dying from an overdose. And they didn't even find him for a while because nobody was going to his house. So it's like, this slide is so important. And for a minute I felt horrible because I'm like, man, I put him on timeout. I should. But when you isolate yourself, that's what happens. You're on an island, and you don't allow yourself, family, to really nurture you.
Next one.
Belonging to something larger, neighborhood, faith, culture.
So there's been many days I did not want to do hella shit. Go to the gym, work on a business deal, read hella books, deal with people that made me nervous. You know what helped me override myself? Was living for others. Living for others makes me so disciplined. Like when people look at me like, no, you so structured, so disciplined, so driven, it's because I don't live for myself. I live for something bigger than myself. I think I said this in early classes. My way of serving God is by showing up for brothers and sisters. By the way, that's in the Bible. And when I'm serving God, that's bigger than me. I'm not here for me. Then when I'm here for this class, I'm not here because I need attention. If you've been around my house, I don't need no more attention. I'm here because I'm serving something bigger than you. So when everybody in this room be like, F off, I'm done with you. I'm not here for you. I'm serving you. I'm serving the community. But I can't let the individuals in the community who are suffering from damage or emotional underdevelopment to limit the way I show for my people. And let's say Fern won't, because Fern's like my sister. So let's say Fern gets mad at me, cuss me out, but it's hard for me to imagine her cussing me out. But let's say she did. First of all, I would forgive her and I would love her still. But if Fern walked out, you guys wouldn't feel the results of her walking out on me. You get where I'm going with this? No, let's not imagine that again. Okay. All right, next slide. Now, this is a summary of this point.
A healthy family is not perfect.
Read that first line again.
A healthy family is not perfect.
Make sure you tell Tone this. Tell Tone that one more time.
Yo, Tone. A healthy family is not perfect.
This is important because if we hold a family to perfection, that will also destroy the family. Go ahead.
It's responsive.
Oh, did y'all hear that? Meaning that family's in constant work. If you want to head a family, you're going to be at work until you close your eyes the last time. So it's responsive. It's not, I had a perfect family. Why I had to go out and break shit? No, family is constantly depreciating. And so your job is to reinvest because it's a constant responsibility. Keep going.
It depends on communication, compassion, and shared responsibility to stay balanced when life changes. The family thrives when love is practiced as a verb, not just as a feeling.
Say again, wait. Love is practiced as a what?
Verb.
That means you do love shit. Love stuff. God darn it. I want young people to be able to listen to this class. You do love stuff. You don't just show up. I love you. Oh my God, I love you. Did I tell you I love you? And when it's time to act on love, well, see what happened was, remember last week when you kind of made me mad? So love, once again, family's not perfect. Family's a constant work. Love is a verb, not a feeling. Stop using the word love as a feeling all the time. Y'all throw this word love around so much. Look, back in the days when I was a youngster too, and I was in the streets chasing those young, beautiful women, I hated men. I just had to do it. I just had to do it. It's like a movie. Somebody's watching it. I gotta wake them up. Come on, man. Come on, I gotta wake them up. But the point is this: One of the things that I could not stand was men who would tell women they love them and they didn't love them. You know how many women you destroyed because you threw that word around? When you tell a woman, when you tell a family member, when you tell your kids, I love you, it's a verb. And if you're not really prepared to do that verb, question, should you even be in this relationship? Now, with your kids, I don't give a shit what they do. Once you say you love them, it doesn't mean you get to love them when they're doing good. Let me say the real thing too. When you're the center of a family, like say you're the matriarch or the patriarch of the family, meaning that you're the oldest person and your job is to hold the family together. You know what that person has to do? You have to be able to hold everybody's flaws and still figure ways to keep everybody together. Not only embrace the ones they like. So when you're a parent, like my son gets on my mother nerves. But guess what? He's still under my umbrella of love. He ain't getting kicked out. He gonna irritate me. All right, let's do it again. Start from square one again. Gonna start rebuilding again. But that's my job as, like, even my daughter, she's gonna break my heart somewhere. My other daughter's they're gonna break my heart. But they're under my umbrella of love that that umbrella's gonna follow them for the rest of their life. That's what family is. That's it.
Yeah, man, that's so big. Did you watch? You watched? I don't know if you ever seen this on social media, but it was a young girl. She was trying to break through Hollywood and become viral and all this stuff. So she got on camera and was like, "Hey, my dad abandoned us when we were kids. He abandoned my mom, and they had 4 kids together to go be a professional break dancer, and so he ended up being like a pseudo popular break dancer. And here's his video of him break dancing while he abandoned the family. And so it went viral. Like, what kind of idiot abandons his family to be a break dancer? And he's like, well, yeah, and here's him on, Oprah, and like he made it on all these shows because he was like a 50, 60-year-old break dancer. So we're all thinking, man, this guy is an asshole. He makes a response video like, excuse me, I divorced your mom and I bought a house 8 minutes down the street. I saw you guys all the time. And I paid, because he's like, he abandoned us. He was a deadbeat. I paid $2 million to your mom in an upfront sum. Because mom was saying, I'm paying for everything, all your medical bills. It's the reason why she's paying for everything, because I paid her $2 million an upfront sum. And so he goes to break down, shows receipts, and it's like, and at the end of it, he's like, this actually breaks my heart. Because I love her so much. And he's throwing video. He's like, this is me every birthday, dinners, birthday, showing pictures of like every year from when she was a kid all the way up to when she was an adult and moved out. And then when she got her own apartment in LA, I paid for the apartment. And so the fact that she's saying that so then she texts him, says, hey, don't be so upset. Like, I'm just trying to make it in Hollywood and go viral. This just makes for a good viral video. His heart's broken. But guess what? Of course he's gonna still love her.
Your dad. Like, fairness is not y'all know fairness is a kind of the distortion, right? Well, in family, you got to turn that fairness down. I don't know. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how my parents broke my fairness. Say me and Court growing up, and he's my big brother. Let's say he's my big brother. I'm the oldest, but let's say he's my big brother. If Court breaks something in the household, we both get a whooping. He don't get. We both get. I mean, there ain't no fairness. No matter what's happening, y'all family. Yeah, he may have broke it. You should have tried to help him with something. Something, but we family, and they broke it. So in the end, but when you start playing all this fairness game, these are certain ways of emotional ways of behavior that slowly starts to fracture family. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you won't feel a sense of fairness. You got to feel it and then override it and realize we're playing the family game. We're not playing the superior, best, perfect, righteous game. It's family games mean that everybody in this house is imperfect. So we got to manage this to keep it together. Otherwise, if we start holding rules to the family, Our imperfections will pull us all apart. It's just not a thing.
Straight up.
All right, next slide. Question. Okay, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. Carry this part, just this section here. Is hierarchy important? Tell people online, please chime in on this one, because in current climate today, this is actually challenged. This is actually challenged. People are like, hierarchy. My daughter told me somebody in her class. My daughter's in second grade. Just came out and announced they're non-binary. Most second graders are non-binary, first of all. Listen, can we stop that? Number two,
all of them.
Number two, can we just stop the titles? Can we just let that human evolve into their natural non-binary, binary, or whatever choices? But let's stop this stuff, right? And also, too, one of the reasons that a lot of these ideas work so well in our communities because they're exploiting our fractured state. We don't know what we're supposed to be doing. We don't know who we are. So somebody can sell us, they say if you don't stand for anything, you fall. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. That's the state of our families right now. We don't stand for anything. So we fall for everything that just sounds good. But the reason it sounds good because you're dealing with trauma, so it sounds good. When you're in the streets and you're dealing with trauma, and somebody let's go fuck that dude up, it feels good. Mm-hmm. Now when you get out of that trauma space, you feel like, why would I want to go beat that dude down? I don't care what he did. I got my life over here in the family. Mm-hmm. But it's based upon where you framed in life, people are able to exploit that. So I'll be right back going to start this one. Josh, that's my boy. Look at Josh, that's my boy. Go ahead.
All right, anybody? Go ahead.
I think hierarchy is important, similar to roles, because you have to be able to lead and you have to be able to follow. And oftentimes, the people that are responsible for carrying the weight of the family are the people that are setting the example, the older people. So if you're the oldest, by default, you're going to have more responsibilities unless you neglect that. Or if you're the mother or the father of a household, you are going to be held to a higher standard. You can't sway in the way of what your teenager or your child would do because it's your responsibility to show up and set the example. And that's why I think it's important.
Cool. Next, have to be able to lead and follow, show up and set the example. Anybody else? So why hierarchy? Is hierarchy important?
Sydney said hierarchy is closely aligned with having structure in the family.
That's a good one. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely important because it provides like a head, or you can't have too many cooks in the kitchen. It provides like a leader or a coach or someone that can lead. It's important because there's what's the word I'm trying to look for? Like, you can't have too. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's like it provides. I guess it goes back to like the structure. Yeah, just it provides some leadership.
Provides leadership. Okay.
Brendan said hierarchy does help when everyone has leadership responsibilities.
Okay.
Yes.
Is hierarchy important? Yes. Fern.
By a pimp named Fern.
Okay, I was thinking that it helps prepare us to be in society because you can't just go out. You might think you can, but you cannot just go out into the world and do what you want to do, how you want to do it. You can go out there and test that and find out real quick. So it teaches us how to exist in society. Not saying we always get it right, but.
Go ahead, missionary. You kill these food like a missionary. Let me tell you what y'all need to know.
Another answer.
Huh?
I would put respect onto this one as well. It teaches respect.
Come on, man. Come on. Mm-hmm. My son is suffering from this because my son broke from the family young. And even though he broke for multiple purposes, So he struggles with hierarchy at the house, but he can't keep a job for more than 3 weeks because he doesn't see the rules. Remember, there's more rules unwritten than there's rules written. Hierarchy is those invisible rules and structure. And when you go work with anybody, even if you work with a new client, you got to be able to respect the hierarchy. Go ahead.
I feel like I'm getting a personal lesson tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It teaches you how to navigate friction.
Did it what?
It teaches you how to navigate friction.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it's there.
Yeah, if hierarchy requires for everyone to be able to submit, which means you have to face friction. And if you're not used to that, you'll go out into the world and not be able to function.
Not at all. Do you know what hierarchy translates into? Trust. Do you realize that almost everything you deal with in life has a deal? When you buy a house, you know you can't buy a house without hierarchy. Are you impressed appraiser? The bank. The company just sold it to you. Like there's hierarchy all through that relationship. Everything you do in life has a hierarchy relationship. And when you don't have that, you almost burn those relationships on just a touch.
I have a question.
Paper, scissors, rocks. Well, before you ask, because you're about to ask a question. It also, well, I'm older, so hierarchy, but you're late. It also, it teaches you that it's not about you. Hierarchy is important because it allows you to let you understand that it's not just about me.
Say it again for the young people online.
It's not just about you. It's kind of like going back to what Cora said about like with spirituality, like believing in something, or maybe Fern said it. But it's not, hierarchy teaches like, it's not about you. It's about Big Mama or Granddad or, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, bro. Come on. Go ahead, Shakina.
I want to present a question for deeper understanding and ownership. So oftentimes, I'll speak personally, I have a problem in certain situations with hierarchy because I've been burned by it. So for example, if hierarchy is supposed to teach trust, but in the ways that I've been exposed to hierarchy, people that were in positions of power have constantly burned or distrust or created unsafe or unstable or inconsistent situations where like their words and their actions didn't align, or they didn't hold their role of leadership in a way where they were thinking about everyone else. It was more so self-serving. How do you, like, I think, it's really easy to be like, in a perfect world, A begets B begets C. And then you get to real life and you're like, okay, well, I understand this concept, but typically this isn't how it plays out. And I want to, like, I have a very big thing about integrity. And oftentimes I will find myself frustrated because the person that I want to be says that I know I need to do this, even though you pissed me off and you're making me want to come out of character. But if I don't do this, I'm going to have residual feelings about this. How do you operate in a space when hierarchy is disrupted?
Court, you want to start on this one first? Because I feel like Court has deep insight. I got an answer for you, but I want, like, because I saw Court nod, and so I want to let him breathe on this answer.
I don't got it.
Okay, I got it. I got this one. First thing is first is that you remember
I was trying.
No, you actually you got to watch when I put it together. You're like, oh shit, yeah, because you helped me with it. You remember we used to teach forgiveness on our retreats, because forgiveness was give you room to develop discernment. See, you can't take your childhood judgment system and think it's the same as your adult judgment system. One. So you have to first know how to have discernment. For example, okay, my wife's father, I didn't agree with 70% of the things he said, but I showed him his respect. Shakira's mom's only 10 years older than me. I can call her a chick if I wanted to, if I got upset. I never would because I show her respect, right? So I respect the hierarchies, but doesn't mean I have to do hierarchy doesn't mean you get to abuse me, use me, or do whatever the heck you want, but I show respect. So if a hierarchy moves a certain kind of way, I know how to move that way. Also, let me tell you why it's important. Because sometimes you can't see the responsibility of the hierarchy, and your judgment is the wrong judgment. So you think about what's fair to you, but if you were to switch shoes and get in that person's shoes, you'll realize, oh, that's why they did it. Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't know this was tied to this, and this. I didn't know that people were coming to me from the family complaining about this. So I'm thinking it's about me and you, when I didn't realize I was doing something that was jeopardizing something that was bigger than me and you. So sometimes hierarchy is the submission of silence to discover the truth. So, so at the end of the day, hierarchy is almost humility and curiosity working, right? So when you sit there and you try to control how everybody's supposed to be and who deserves this and the other, that only works if you're God. So that's why I practice hierarchy all the time. And I can walk away if everything you say this doesn't apply, but you know what I will do? I stick it on my wall and I come back to it if it ever makes sense. But what I try not to do is, I respect that if you've been in this long, there's something you got that I need. I don't get in like, well, I don't start auditing people who's in front of me. I almost practice submissive hierarchy, but with boundaries. Because the person who has hierarchy also has responsibility, because everything you said, like the inconsistencies, that is our responsibility. But when they also inconsistent, do I still see the value, and do I have enough discernment to understand the person that's in front of me?
That was fire. I think just a little bit, I could just sprinkle just some little seasoning salt at the end is in the Bible, it talks about those who come last will become first, right? Any Bible thumpers around here?
Yeah.
Is that real scripture? Okay.
Yeah.
So those who come last, so if you're practicing, say, Christian, that should be in your psychology of, I practice submission, humility, and I understand hierarchy, which means if there's a table around, I'm going to sit at the lowest table and if need be, work my way up or sit wherever I'm called. A lot of this generation, even though some of the ones who even are entertaining the idea of submission, they got their finger on the button of jumping off. Just you do one thing wrong, or if I see you, I'll submit. But if I see you turning down kind of a wrong street, I'm out. How the hell is that going to work? Because you don't have enough of a sample size, and that's my point. Is that what's your sample size? Because if our reason to not practice and understand hierarchy is that we've been burnt before, then we can never really practice it. We're supposed to be thinking in that mindset from the gate of like, hey, I'm in that mode of I'm going to get in where I fit in, and I'm going to keep enhancing my skills so that if I'm needed or when my number's called or when situation calls for it, I'll do what I need to do. Versus when I was out in some street shit, people would be like, Court, I don't follow nobody, but I'll mess with you. Well, you just set yourself up. You don't follow nobody, whether they good or bad or not, or because you should be able to get it. You should be able to, if somebody is more knowledgeable than you or have more value than you that they're willing to share, the first thing you should think about is following them.
How can I follow them?
What can I do to follow them?
Yeah, they can disrespect me, and I'm like, I'm not here to be respected. I'm here to follow to get what.
Come on, blood.
Like
real mentors, like old school mentors.
They slap you.
Come on, man. It was like borderline abuse.
It was.
You know what I'm saying? They don't cushion their words around you. Like, their time is valuable, and if they have gold to give you, man, you better jump in that hard. Man, I got 25 employees now. In my family of 8, I don't say nothing. I'm the youngest. I'm the baby, so I just speak when I'm spoken to.
I did it when I would go to Thanksgiving dinner with Shakira's mom. I silence all this knowledge I have. They don't know it. They don't know
I
I
don't
have
even
it
know it.
because that's not my role in that
It's
family.
not my role.
I got to submit to that because they have a hierarchy. And if I want to talk my smack, then I need to leave that house because the hierarchy says, show respect to moms and pops when you're in this house. And they can say some stuff like, the aliens are coming. I'd be like, man, when you think they're going to get here? Can I get some of that, more of that turkey? like straight up. Go ahead.
Here's the bar though too. Remember, hierarchy is not always just about age either.
It's also about performances or expertise.
Yes.
Like my wife is the financial hierarchy in the household. I can be like, I'm gonna do this. She'd be like, babe. My brain goes, huh? It doesn't go like, what? It's huh? Because that's your strength. That's not you strong in that area. You see those numbers. You can see numbers so fast. I'm not going. I'm not. If I keep arguing with you, if I lose that hierarchy benefit, I lose.
Remember that dude from the gym? He walked into my office 5 years ago and was like, "What's your revenue?" And I told him, "Well, how come it's not double that?" So I said, "Oh, it's an opportunity for me to sit down." So I shifted the hierarchy. You have the floor, sir. And when he started talking and realized that he wasn't about shit, I said, man, give me my hierarchy back. Sit down. Get out of here. Man, get out of here. But the willingness to do it.
Oh, willing, always willing. Always willing. All right, let's get it to slides. Let's roll back to the slides. You not get to the slides? All right, 'cause, you know, okay, you don't know how to do that. You got to wait till Josh gets back?
It's a hierarchy.
Huh? Okay, well, okay. He's almost there. So just make the screen big and larger. Go down to, okay. Full screen. Oh, Lord Jesus, we got, Josh, I got to tell you, he can't, okay, Lord, have mercy. Okay, can you go there and just roll? If you could just start reading from there, make sure people online can see it. So let's go with the first one. Oh, bruh. Oh, this cat right here.
I'm going to read for
Man,
y'all.
if
I'm
it
going
ain't
to read for
chicken
y'all.
wings, you don't know how to fix it, huh?
We got to learn how to take a problem and make it
Okay,
compassionate.
just leave it right there.
Just
Can
leave
you
it
just
there.
scroll? You not scroll? Can you go next slide? Hit next slide.
Order creates stability. Yep.
Okay, there you go. All right,
There
let's
you
go,
go.
kid. Let's go. Just leave it there until he gets back. Tell Josh don't ever leave again without giving you some instructions. Go ahead.
Ooh. No.
Right.
All right, let's do it.
Order creates stability. Yo.
So order creates this. This is why hierarchy is important in your family and in your business, but it starts with your family. Go for it.
Every thriving system, whether a family, business, or community, needs structure.
So this whole idea, when you start throwing away hierarchy, you're also attacking your structure. Keep going.
Hierarchy helps everyone understand roles, responsibilities, and authority. When roles are clear, it reduces confusion, power struggles, and emotional chaos.
So this is an interesting one. When you remove hierarchy, you create more conflicts in the family. Let's say me and Fern, brothers and sisters, and me and her getting a beef. Me and her can't fix this beef because it's intense. But if mama says, y'all cut the fuck out, come over to the house. I'm cooking some food. You're going to sit down and talk to me. That only works if we respect her as mama. But if we don't see her as mama, we're never coming back together. You see that? How powerful that is? Keep going.
Children feel safest when adults lead confidently but lovingly.
So when children can sense roles and hierarchy, my daughter was having an emotional breakdown because we're getting her to eat more healthier foods. So she's like, I don't understand why I have to eat this. And she's going at hey, bruh, I need you, don't leave him with the slides again. Yeah, there's no hierarchy there. Yeah, so what happened?
How'd he catch that while he was gone? That's crazy.
He said, no, that was good one. That was a good
That
one.
was a good one.
So I think it was that my daughter was having an emotional breakdown. So my wife's talking to her, and my daughter has a different relationship to moms than she has to me. So I also know I can't use my hierarchy loosely. I got to use it wisely, and so it has to be far apart. So my daughter is like, I don't know why. She's going storm. So I walk in the room and I said, sit back. My daughter jumps like, oh dear, I never heard that voice, right? I said, daughter, the reason we're making you eat like this, and I went into this whole soliloquy about her health, our love, our role as a parent. She started, okay, well, fine, I'll eat my vegetables. And then she's eating her vegetables, right? Next thing you know, she went to emotional regulate. My wife said, like, she ain't regulated her emotions. She said it only happens when you come around. She regulated her emotions. And then later on, we're in the backyard playing her drums. And she's like, so Dad, I can eat, as long as I eat healthy, I can have sweets here and there. I'm like, yeah, of course. And it turned from this is a new structure. But it was because that structure, there's certain times when a woman will step in and solidify a structure, and certain time a man will step in and solidify a structure. When you have hierarchies, the children kind of almost know that, and you always have to let them also, like, for example, my wife can say no, or I can say no, and she'll try to go to the mother. We got to know, no, if Dad said no or Mom said no, it's no. Even though in my mind I'm thinking, why not yes, right? But that's not, in order to protect her hierarchy, I can't be like, man, whatever she said, look, come on over here, let's do this real quick, right? So that hierarchy stuff is cold-blooded. Next slide. It creates. Go ahead. Now this is cold. This is what a lot of you are struggling with right now. Let's go for it. This is from family. Go ahead.
Leadership and modeling. Parents or guardians serve as the primary leaders and moral anchors.
Your guardians and your parents serve as the primary moral anchors. Keep going.
Their behavior models accountability, decision-making, and emotional regulation.
So that's what parenting is. That's what adulting is. So when you're a parent, it's about some of your emotional controlling your cell behavior. It's not what you say, it's also what you do. Parenting, you don't get to act like a kid and be a parent. Otherwise, you're not parenting. And these are things you might not see from the outside, but we got to have these conversations. Parenting is growing up. Let's keep going.
Healthy hierarchy teaches children how to follow before they lead, an essential life skill.
Healthy hierarchy. The key word is healthy. But if you have healthy hierarchy, what that will do is teach you, because you got to follow to learn how to lead. And some of y'all, I don't need to follow nobody. That's why you can't lead. And on top of that, because you disrespected following for so long, people can sense that, and no one really wants to follow you either.
I'm torn on this one. From the aspect of looking at the family structure and how hierarchies change so rapidly in that crack epidemic.
Oh, that's 100%.
But the thing that really just got me was once the parent came back, how that it was so fractured. They never had the ability to regain their space in that hierarchy, even though they had the knowledge, they had the wisdom, they even had more game.
So hierarchy has to be earned.
All of that. And it was so rapid.
Yes.
You got kids stepping into the hierarchy.
Yes.
And completely just like taking crumbs. So it's just, I feel a little hurt, seeing it from, I can't even really explain the feeling that I have. I know I saw it happen in families, and it was just like, it's heartbreaking.
So now you can understand some of the behavior we see in our communities. Before we start calling people bad and good, we're seeing that the destruction of family now making it to what we call it YN. They are symbols of destroyed families. And when they had this, if you talk to somebody back in the 90s, they talked about these kids running around the neighborhood without parents. They're now adults now, and they wilding. But they're wilding because they're not bad people. They're not morally destroyed. They don't know what a family is, so they're empty in this space, and they're doing all these things. My last slide is going to be what happens when you don't have good family. And when we get to that, you're going to start saying, oh, holy Jesus, right? Let's keep rolling through this, because once we get to what happens when you don't have good family, that's going to land it. So I'm going to try to get to these in the next 10 minutes, and then we're going to try to land with what happens to close the class with what happens when you don't have good family. Keep going.
Leadership isn't domination. It's direction with care.
Okay, that one is a thin-ass line that most of us get wrong. This is where toxic masculinity becomes an issue. When fathers think that it's about controlling what you do, it's about what shut up, I'm dad, I run. That's toxic, actually. Leadership is, like, when I'm dominating you, I'm stopped seeing you as a person. You're just an avatar to do my bidding, right? A father is directing. And a lot of us don't know what directing is versus dominating. And a lot of us as black people, we were dominated. I know I was. And me learning how to direct my family, my wife tell you, it's a journey. When I first started, I was dominating. And I was already starting to break the code of domination. But as I continue, by the time ZZ comes along, I'm fully directing now. I'm fully like listening and nudging and stepping back and building this dance, helping my daughter define her role. And I'm watching my daughter's confidence and her strength like kind of like grow through the cement because I'm not dominating. But don't get it twisted between drawing boundaries and not dominating. Or also, another is a difference. So when I draw a boundary, baby, we don't do that. In this household, we don't get down like that. But why? I can tell you why, but the answer is still going to be the same. But, Dad, I want to do this. Okay, then how you want to do it? Let's get together. Let's figure it out. Or she'll start something and she'll make a mistake and I'm watching the whole time like, well, when she's ready, she'll come talk to me. Like, that's a difference. As opposed to, stop breaking my stuff. Do what I tell you. Sit down. That's the world we grew up. My house, am I lying? My house was not like that. I am. And when my older family members who come from dominated family comes around, they can't translate my household. They're like, why are you not they just need to, kids just need to do what you say. I'm like, no, they don't. I need my child to learn what I say. It's a difference.
Also, we have to understand there's a different caveat in the black community historically, because there were a period of time, I don't know if that's the 60s or not, but the government decided to start taking the place of the man, and they will reward women for not having the man in the house. So black women during those times got comfortable getting subsidized by not having black men in the house. So now it's like, I don't need you mentality, and you gotta kind of go. So over time, when they had kids, it evolved with all the different errors that made it even worse. So now the respect level from the other slides is challenging in our community to where, man, I don't know why, but I just don't respect you. And I don't even know why. You a good man, but I don't even know. Like, I see it's job, me, this, then you. And so that has to get, that has to be addressed. I remember one time me and my ex-wife was arguing about something. We were going at it, yelling, she's crying, and like we damn near about to kill each other. And her phone rings and it's her boss. And after we scream, she's hold on. Hello? Hey, how you doing? No, sorry. Oh, no problem. Okay, I'll be there. Have a great day. Bye. And we bent back to go. And I'm like, you value your boss so high that we about to kill each other, divorce, whatever, but you'll stop it to make sure your boss is taken care of. And it's not necessarily our fault. It's just how society has groomed us. That's why this is so important.
I got it.
What Tone's gonna say something. Okay, go ahead.
No, I got to ask this question because I was literally talking to Nana about this like a few days ago. So I was saying, like thinking back of my evolution of growth and, coming from split, fragmented family, my ideas around what was important to me and how I delved into the things that yielded back, I'll say return on investment. So like my daughter, huge return, like just like being there for her, like showing up for her. My business allows me to hire people from my community, feed myself, clothe, like plan for the future, put money away. And we were talking and I was saying like, my business is probably one of the purest places that I can be as a human because so much is riding on me being the best version of myself in my business. Like I could be having a horrible day and a customer walking in, I'm like, hi, how you doing? Right? I go home and you say one wrong word to me, I'll be like, get out of my face because I'm tired. And so Nana had made the conversation. He was like, so you value, you talking to me. So you value your business over your family. And before this class, I didn't understand it because I'm just like, no, my family is really important. I built my business to support my family so that I could show up because I'm like, single parent household, like it's just me. I'm all things, right? So I was like, no, but if I lose my temper at work, then I can't handle my role. And this class is dope because I do feel like we've gotten so groomed and conditioned to like whipping into shape when it comes to our businesses or our jobs. But then we don't have that same tenacity to fight through those personal problems. And after we got off the phone, I started thinking about it and I was like, I think the reason why I don't have that same, my family's going to get the best version of me for two reasons, and maybe some people can relate, is one, I don't think my family's going anywhere. Because I know that they've got that staying power. I'm like, you're family. You're not going to divorce me. Like, I got to sit through all your stuff. You're going to sit through my stuff too. Like, at least my stuff's together 80% of the time. But, which is not the proper way of thinking about it. But it's the way my brain digests it. So, you know, I'm not saying this, judge me. I don't care. Whatever. I'm human. But I think the other part is having split experiences with my birth family and my created family. There was a rift between expectations of like, well, I wouldn't do this to y'all because y'all show up, but them over there, they've broken the code. And so I don't know, like I would love to just get into that because I think that,
Well, I'll say this. I first want to just acknowledge, like, Nana, the years I've been knowing him, I so appreciate the way you show up. I know you don't be feeling like showing up certain ways, but you take on these roles and responsibilities and you're committed to showing up the best version of yourself in them. And that's very rare. So it's easy, I'm sure, to follow your lead because you show up authentically and you really put into what you set out to step up to. We could easily be teaching the same class we taught 5 years ago with excuses. Our company's grown, we super busy, hella busy. We ain't getting paid for this. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna give you game. You just gonna get it how we used to give it. We ain't got time to do all this setting up. But since he committed to continually expanding and growing, whether you feel like it or not, gonna show up. And I think that's an example.
Thanks, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And that's an example based on what you just said. We don't have a luxury to the reason why you did that is because it was done to you. But if your parents came home from work and was like, hey, how you doing? Come give me a big hug. How was your day? Good. Well, let's play a game. Let's do this. Let's do homework. Knowing that they just walked out from a civil war, then you would adopt that same philosophy and carry it on. So you didn't know. You thought, get yelled at by the boss, come home, kick the dog bite the baby. And that's just how it go.
He's a master storyteller.
We don't get to do that to our spouses, to our partners, to our kids. That ain't cool, and that's why this is important.
Yeah, matter of fact, I'm not always me with my family. I'm who I need to be with my family. Mm-hmm. And that's adulting. I can come in the house and be like, this motherfucker. I sit in the car a few minutes because I know when I walk out the door, I have a responsibility to be that person. So the way y'all pick up the phone, I'm like, hi, boss. Hey, girl, come here. How was school today? I'm doing the same thing. I just prioritize my family for that. Mm-hmm. And I'm a cool down because like all our emotions only last so long. So when it calms down, but think about it, if my emotions calm down, but I've already created a toxic environment. Now I'm sitting around the household, nobody talking to each other. It's 2 hours later. My food got thrown on the plate and beans on the table. I'm like, what happened? Well, the way you came to that house, we ain't trying to mess with you. Like, I don't want that. So when I walk to the house, I'm smiling. Hey, when I walk to the house, everybody come up and give me a hug. Do I do that? I'm like, if you don't give me a hug, what's going on? Even the teenagers, my godchildren, my god nieces, you heard my voice, right, when I went to the door. Where's my hugs now? Right? I'm invested because I understand I'm playing the long game. Well, what I feel is just a short game.
I think at times we lack showing up because it feels inauthentic to how we feel when feelings are just very temporary.
Come on, Fern.
That's a good one.
But
Come on, Fern.
like I literally had to change how I was showing up. And that's why I could feel exactly what you're saying. I'm giving my all to everybody else, and then I come home, I ain't got nothing else to give. And so, but again, that feeling is very temporary, and you literally have the power to control how you show up in each space. And that's why I loved how you just phrased that, because you have to be what needs to be in that house to keep the hierarchy, to keep the homeostasis of the space where exactly it needs to be for it to be what you want it to be in the future. And so this is like super dope, and it wouldn't have even came up without you having said it the way that you said it, exactly in that manner of you give it all the way, you giving it 200% over here, but you know your family gonna be there. You know your loved ones love you, so you honestly don't feel like you have to. And I think we also put that money so far high on the totem pole sometimes that we lose sight of just love. Knowing that love is really the binding that keeps us all together. So this is really, really dope. This is dope.
Firm, thank you for helping us teach this class, because she's on point today. Yeah. Hey, this is beautiful. Come on. Next slide. So this is what hierarchy teaches us.
Respect and reverence.
Come on now. By the way, real quick, you check your emails. These slides, all this content has officially been emailed to everybody. If you're a member, part of 510 Media, if you're part of the Hope class, you just receive the email. It's HTML, so open it up with your web browser. It's an HTML file. He makes it into PDF. No one, because he's young, he be rebelling. But anyway, the point is this. Everybody has this. We're not going to finish all this content, but this is a study guide to go home and read more into this afterwards. I'm going to come back and do a follow refresher for the next class. I'm still be on family. But when I go through, I can go through it fast because I gave it to you to take home. Also, we also sent to you this podcast that is fire. 2 black people. One black person was one of the top 30 people who received money during the George Floyd era. So she was one of the top, where Oprah mentioned her. Her company just closed in September. The other black woman runs a fashion company in England, and they have a discussion about why her company failed. It is one of my favorite podcasts of the year. And for those of y'all who've been looking for black folks, black women having a discussion, this conversation is fire. Also, you're going to hear these 2 black women who are professionals, and I bet you stop calling them women, you call them professionals. Because I get tired of, well, what will women do different? They highlight some stuff about like the baby, because she talked about when her business was growing and she had to take care of her baby and what the challenges psychologically that was for her and how she made some missteps on that, right? But you'll see the brilliance that you hear from Court, you also hear from these women. It's all about retail and moving products. It's one of my favorite, hands down, one of my favorite podcasts of the year. And it was just so nice that Shabisha sent it to me, and I was blown away by the conversations and the level, the kind of questions the woman asked her. Some questions I don't think I could ask her. I've been uncomfortable, but she asked those real questions that we discussed in this class, or things I've even had arguments with people in this class. They brought to the surface, and the sister was willing to share all of it. All right, let's go. Respect and reverence. Check your emails. Go ahead.
Hierarchy teaches respect for elders, mentors, and ancestors.
So a lot of these youngsters, the reason that's hierarchy is how you gain respect in the family and keep that respect. Have you noticed that a lot of young people don't respect older people? As a matter of fact, older people could die, and young people don't now even care where they die at. That's because hierarchy broke down the household, which also lost the respect of the elders. Go ahead. And by the way, let me say this real quick side note. Elders who are listening to my voice, the value that youth has that we often not recognize, youth own innovation. So a lot of times when innovation dialogue is happening, learn to see the hierarchy in their youth. Go ahead.
It reinforces the wisdom of experience and the importance of listening before speaking.
Ooh. Hey, okay, y'all know how important listening is before speaking. How many of us know that that's a lot of people don't have that, right? Hierarchy teaches you how to listen before you speak. Do you understand how many arguments you would not get into if you learn how to really listen? Go ahead. Also, strategy. Strategy comes from listening. You ever think strategy is what book you're going to read? A lot of times the people are telling you what you need to do. You just can't hear it because you don't know how to listen. Go ahead.
In many African, Asian, and indigenous traditions, family hierarchy preserves dignity and cultural continuity.
Come on now. Keep going.
It also balances youthful energy with seasoned perspective. Elders hold the memory, youth carry the future.
That's it right there. Elders hold the memory and youth carry the future. But when you have hierarchy, you can build that into the hierarchy. If you don't have any hierarchy, youth are being disrespected and the elders are being disrespected nonstop.
Man, so in our people, the people that I love, that we love so much, that we want to see elevate, this is one of the issues, is that, say, for example, you start off poor and you find a way to maneuver out of your poverty and build something. And now you built something powerful. Multi-million-dollar, maybe even more. But the division, now you're old, but you're older now. But the division between young and old is still wide. Youth don't want to hear nothing you got to say. They don't want to hear it. You're an old head, you're an OG. And that y'all ain't fooling with each other. So guess what? Now you die with the wisdom that you had to build. And now this youngster got to start all over from scratch again. Versus other cultures, they build momentum, they hand it to the next generation. With the wealth, they hand over the wealth, the wisdom, and the knowledge so that they just continue to carry. And that momentum continues to in an upward trajectory versus our culture. If somebody happens to have a hype cycle, it dies. 90% of black folks who build wealth of over $1 million or more, 90% of them go back broke after the parents die. So we do this. So there's no momentum, and that's what burns me, because once we close that gap between an older person and a younger man to say, look, you are me. You're the future me. So let me get this to you. And I know you don't believe me right now, or you think you know it all, but I'm telling you, starting from scratch is going to be hell. And if you get there, if you're lucky enough to get there, you're gonna be the only thing you can do at the age you're gonna be is pass it down to somebody else.
Matter of fact, my daughter reminds me all the time, Dad, so you are working to pass this down to me, right? By the way, I want to tell y'all some. Corey was like, man, I don't know if I want to do. I'm not sure I'll be comfortable in this class. He does. He's been doing this since he first came to this class. I'm not a good teacher. Just put it this way, if he ever puts himself down, just walk out the room.
I was just uncomfortable. Never mind.
Next slide. This is what hierarchy teaches you. Keep going.
Discipline and accountability.
Radical responsibility. Okay, let's go. Come on.
Hierarchy establishes consequences and standards.
For yourself. For your family, you establish, like, if you do this, that's going to happen. Hierarchy drives that. Keep going.
It prevents democratic drift, where everyone's opinion holds equal weight regardless of maturity or responsibility.
Come on now.
In a balanced hierarchy, authority is exercised with fairness, not control, creating predictability and trust.
So you'll say, but Nana, you said no fairness. Those of us who are leading with fairness, but sometimes those who experience it may see it's not fair. Be careful with that. Be careful with that, because sometimes I may not be disclose all the details. I might have gave away your money to your auntie, but I can't tell you why. That's unfair. She ain't did what I did. Just trust me. So hierarchy sometimes will make decisions. All decisions won't be open. Some decisions got to be private because maybe auntie's in a space where if you were to find out in your youthful mind, you go shit. Because sometimes there's a rule about if you share too much with a young person, they'll grow up to disrespect you. A child's not meant to carry all your adult issues. Go ahead. Next slide.
Protection of roles. Parents are not peers. Children shouldn't carry adult burdens.
Ooh, it just landed. Stop treating your children like they're your friends. They're not your friends. Your kids are not your friends. You are a parent. Once you break that, you're setting up long-term damage. Short-term, it's going to seem like it works. Long-term, it's going to break your heart. Keep going.
Hierarchy protects children from premature responsibilities and emotional confusion.
That's what happens when if you forget that you're the parent. You create emotional confusion. Do you understand the damage you're doing to a child? You're creating emotional ignorance by sharing too much because the child doesn't hold the context that you hold. Either they can even agree with you. They don't hold that context. Keep going.
It also helps maintain appropriate distance in family business, finances, and decision making.
Come on, let's keep next one. So by the way, finances and decision making. If you don't have hierarchy and structural rules, and everybody just keeps spinning and making decisions around things around the house, you can almost see that's an easy recipe for going broke as a family. Keep going.
Adaptive hierarchy. Healthy hierarchies evolve as members grow. A child becomes an adult and gains a voice.
So by the way, that's going to be hard for a lot of you. So when your child's your child and you have to start to give them, to shift their hierarchy because now they're 24, 25, 26, 27. And maybe they may become the hierarchy and you have to follow them in some cases. So shifting, or you let them sit at the table of hierarchy and be part of the discussion because now they're no longer a kid, they're in adult conversation and they may even have their own place. But now because we all are family driving towards this decision and we want a decision where we're going to go or do something as a family, their opinion changes because their hierarchy changes. Keep going.
An elder steps back but remains honored.
So a lot of times as an elder, you got to step down. But yet the family still honors you. Because at a certain age, it ain't my world to live for anymore. It's your world now. So I got to be able to say, it is what it is and move. My time is over. It's your turn. And I got to let you live by your decision making. So as an elder, you got to know how to step back and be the elder in the family. I had a situation where an elder in my family came in my household between me and my wife and tried to jump in our conversation. It went all bad. That elder should have said, that's between y'all. Now, if y'all want to talk to me about this, you can, but that's between y'all. But she literally got into it like, nah, I should say she, whatever. Let's keep going. No. Yeah.
Leadership shifts from command to mentorship.
Leadership shifts from commanding to mentorship. Child's a baby. Hey, get the streets. Hey, come in the house. To, so what you want to do? Which way you think you want to go? Well, I'm going to tell you what I can do for you and what I'm not going to do for you. It's a different type of leadership. Go ahead.
This flexibility keeps the structure alive rather than rigid.
If you're running a family, be aware of rigidity. Rigidity destroys family just as much as no rules at all. It's the other extreme. Go ahead. Next slide.
Balance is key. Too much hierarchy is authoritarianism, fear, silence, suppression.
We all grew up in that. I don't know if y'all, but I grew up in that.
Too little hierarchy, chaos, disrespect, loss of direction.
So this is when, we friends, we found everything's everything. It's all about just love. You be you, I be me. Where's the parent in this household? Go ahead. Matter of fact, this happens quietly to families where the family become friends with the kids. That's a hidden. So when somebody's being friends with kids, you won't see immediate results of that behavior. It's down the road, you'll see these things show up really strong. Once again, when you play a long game, you got to realize when you're playing a long game, the move you make today is not going to show results tomorrow. The results may not come for 5 to 10, 15, 20 years. So you have to be able to make decisions today where you plant that seed in the right soil, with the right food, with the right nutrition, with the intent to have a plum tree 4 or 5 years from now. Or if you plant that seed incorrectly, I don't care how much you water that dirt. It ain't growing in the desert, bruh. I don't know why you think that seed gonna grow in the desert. Go ahead.
Healthy hierarchy equals leadership plus mutual respect plus shared voice.
Now, I know y'all don't know what the hell that means, because if you black, y'all, I don't know about y'all, but shared voice, so hierarchy means that my children can challenge me on anything with respect. My child can be like, why'd you choose that? But they're like, I ain't doing that, or that's stupid. Okay, now you forgot who the hierarchy is. But you can say, hey, Dad, can I ask you a question? Why'd you make that decision? Anything, and you will get a response. But it has to be done with respect. That's a reason for that. Next slide.
I will say this too, is that this is very important. The fine line and healthiness around this is so very important, because this can be the difference between life or death. You know, if there's no respect there in the hierarchy, and you lean to the chaos side too much and you question everything, there may be times in life where you need quick adherence to something. So if I say, eat your vegetables, well, why do I got to eat my vegetables? I don't know why. Why I got to do that? And there's time to break down in an explanation. But if I say, hey, get out the street, a car coming. And if I say, hey, get out the street. Well, why do I got to get out the street? I don't understand. I like the street. Listen, this ain't time for that kind of dialogue. Get your ass out the street. And if there's not respect there, then what that can happen is you question so much all the time that you end up getting smacked.
Okay. Summary.
By the way, I think my mic's about to die.
Huh?
I think my mic.
Oh, can we get some more batteries for my microphone real quick? Go real quick.
In summary, a healthy family doesn't just need love, it needs order. Hierarchy provides that framework through which love flows. Without structure, love can become unanchored. Without love, structure becomes control.
Read that one. I want y'all to hear this part about the hierarchy, because this is a part, like when we demonize something, we've thrown out something that is actually gives us the kind of love we want. So in a healthy family read it. In a healthy family doesn't just need love; it needs order. Go ahead.
Hierarchy provides the framework through which love flows.
So love, for love to flow, it needs hierarchy for the love to flow correctly. So for love to flow, it needs structure. Love is not everything's everything. It needs structure for it to work. Y'all want love in a relationship to have structure, right? So does family. Keep going.
Without structure, love can become unanchored.
So imagine somebody say they love you, but they ain't never around. Every time you see they got another woman, they just like ain't paid no bills. Next week they on vacation in Las Vegas with somebody else, kicking it with their partners, and they show up and go, I love you. That's not love, it's unanchored. Keep going.
Without love, structure becomes control.
So without love, if you creating structure without love, the human beings that's on the other side of a structure see it as control mechanisms. And that's why some of us don't like hierarchy, because we had that kind of love, that kind of structure. It was structured. It was, you are my responsibility, or I'm just taking care of this pet in my house. And you didn't feel that love that was tied to the structure. You may have felt more control and dominance. And so now you kind of sensitive about hierarchy. Hierarchy almost represents trauma for you. But it's because the way you were introduced to hierarchy. So then when it's time for you to have hierarchy, you so loosey-goosey, you're damaging your child. You see, is that cold? This is cold. Let's get these next slides. I want to see how far I can get on this next slide.
What happens when an individual...
So I'm gonna skip letting you answer this question. I'm just gonna run through these real quick, and then we're gonna come back to the following, because our time is running short. Go to the slide, to the next slide. Go. Let's go right into it. Next slide. There you go.
When an individual doesn't grow up with a healthy family structure, the effects often reach far beyond childhood.
Far. Keep going.
They shape identity, relationships, emotional regulation, and even how someone builds or leads organizations later in life.
So then you see why you need family? Without it, these are areas you're going to struggle in. Family is not just two firms playing nice convenience or just like money. Family is a need. And and for it to be a need and us not talking about it, isn't that kind of crazy? I mean, have you guys ever been in a group where you guys went over this family structure before? I never had this before. And yet we all just think, I just play loosey-goosey, guess they figure it out, and the kids grow up and they're alive. I did a good job. Not realizing we were stealing some of these things away from them. And then we wonder why we're getting caught in these patterns. And a lot of it's not your fault. This stuff has been rolling down the hill. Slavery was the outlaw. Jim Crow was a terrorization, and crack poisoned it. So now here you are, and the dust is finally cleared. Everything's gone. Everything's blown up. Where do we start building? And that's kind of what this class is about. Let's talk about building. It's not about, I don't want you to judge your past. It is what it is. Because when I went through this myself, I was like, ooh, ouch. Oh, woo, okay. I got to work on that one. Okay. But that's what it was for, right? Because some of the stuff I got from hanging around a lot of wise elders, women and men who would sit me down and be like, hey, but to actually build it into a structure where you can kind of go back and like reference and go, I can work on this one. I can start working on this here. And some of these things might be 5 years out for you, right? Give yourself grace. But just know this is going to be a challenge. Now watch this. Let's go to slide. Next slide.
Unstable sense of self, identity confusion. Family is the first mirror of who we are. Without it, identity becomes uncertain.
So first of all, remember, he laid the foundation for this last class. He said everything starts with the family. Some of us don't know who the fuck we are because of lack of family structure. Next slide. Next slide. Next sentence.
Individuals may struggle to define their values, purpose, or boundaries.
Boundaries. Let's just be honest. How many men have abused folks in our community, or how often have you experienced abuse because you had a problem establishing your boundaries? Let's go.
They often seek belonging through external validation, relationships, work, or image.
So when you live to be accepted, you go around trying to please, be a people pleaser. You take care of people so much to the point that you neglect yourself. That's family, right? Family teaches you how to show up for yourself and find balance in that. Many of us work so hard to make everybody else happy and forget the most important person to make happy is ourselves. Keep going.
This can lead to shape-shifting behavior. Who do I need to be loved?
Y'all know that works. Come on, our black community. Who do I need to be loved? Who do I need to act like? How do I need to show up? To the point you forget who you ever was because you shape-shifted so much, you lost your own identity. Keep going.
When the home is unstable, the self becomes negotiable.
When the home is unstable, the self becomes negotiable? Come on, next slide. We're just going to run through these real quick. We'll come back to them like next, but we're going to run to them a little fast because I can see Tone got an appointment. His helicopter about to land. Let's go.
Difficulty forming and maintaining relationships. Without healthy models of love and communication, intimacy can feel unsafe or confusing.
This is a lot of y'all having problems with relationships because of family. So you want to mess up your children's relationships? Give them bad families. Keep going.
Individuals may become avoidant, emotionally distant, or anxious, clingy, fearful, or of loss.
You've been around those people. And it's not their fault. And some of us are setting our kids up to be that. Keep going.
Trust issues become common, expecting betrayal or rejection as the norm.
Shakina just said that. Keep going.
Boundaries may swing between too rigid, I don't need anyone, and too porous, I'll accept anything to be loved.
How many of y'all, come on, can I get a witness? Come on, can somebody listen? Can somebody raise their hand or something? Do y'all see this?
This is the foster care system and the people who come out of that system.
That's 100% a foster care symptomatic child.
That is East 14th.
Come on now. Let's keep rolling. Next slide. Okay, go ahead.
Wait. Can I just make it?
Hey, turn the helicopter down. Go ahead.
Turn the helicopter down. Two-part thing. If you don't mind, just make for me. I want to make a statement. I feel like we shouldn't rush through this, and if you do have plans to do it again next week, because man, this is so valuable, and even
I'm gonna bring it back. I'm bring it back because between me and you, as I started building this, I realized
this is really
because when you see the study guide, there's a whole nother layer to.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. There's a lot. I'm like,
there's a lot. Like, this is not. Family is not simple. Yeah. Business is complex. No, you complex, business is complex, and family's complex. And this whole idea of trying to simplify it is almost neglecting it. Let's roll.
Oh, wait, no. And then I want to say.
Oh, go ahead.
That's why I said it was a two-part thing. Now I can really see how a lot of this stuff does play out in like even business when you don't have that family structure that we're talking about. Like I'm seeing certain things like, shit. Like even this part right here and like when Fern was like, the foster care system, I'm like, shit, even single parents, like that, this is me right here. Like when you come from a single parent household, with certain things, trust was one of my biggest things. So rejection was the norm, and coming from single parent households, these are byproducts of
major distractions
that.
In life.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like when I say, and we talk about passing down generational wealth, but we're not building healthy families, then we're dumping what we eat. We're undermining all of our hard work because if we're not working on family and we're just working on money,
it doesn't matter.
It don't matter. It ain't gonna go nowhere.
It ain't.
You giving somebody, you don't damage this human being and say, "Here's all this money, now go forth."
Right.
Come on, like if you talking about building, that's why this is important for entrepreneurs because there's a lot of inertia to just be business, and I'm gonna take care of the kids, and then wake up and realize them kids are damaged, bro.
Quick, I was thinking about when you guys were talking and you said foster care. I was thinking about I used to date this woman. She was a nurse, beautiful, early 20s. When she turned 20, she always used to brag that when she turned 25, she was going to get an inheritance because both her parents passed away when she was young. One was like a police officer, one was something. So she was going to get inherit millions of dollars. So, but she was raised in the foster system, bouncing around that her whole childhood until she ended up in like a boarding school somewhere. So she didn't have none of that. So she turned 25, got her millions, and ended up dying, overdosing, and all that kind of stuff.
That's real talk.
Because no tools.
Family is a foundation for healthy engagement of this complex ass life. Go ahead. Oh, did we finish all the slides? Okay, we finished. Okay, keep going.
Distorted relationships with authority and hierarchy.
This is my son right here.
If family leadership was absent or abusive, authority becomes threatening or resented.
This is how a lot of black women who came under some abusive family structures. This is why they talk anti-family unconsciously. It's not because they're bad people. It's because they were abused by hierarchy. And so now when a feminist comes along and be like, man, men ain't shit. You be like, I kind of feel that. But it's not you feel that. It's you were abused by hierarchy. And how do we stop this pattern? Because then you break the hierarchy because you traumatized by hierarchy to now pass the damage to your child. Ain't that cold? Mm-hmm. You don't get to stay there. You got to grow and move out of it. Otherwise, if you stay there, you are unconsciously a carrier passing that disease forward.
Don't. Let's stop.
Come on, man. This is going to be continued.
Yeah, that's.
Come on, let's just keep it. We're going to run through these and then we'll come back. I want to give you guys kind of like root you so when you come back, you're like, let's keep this going. No, let's keep. Yes, go ahead.
Where does mental illness fall in that?
Oh, it's going to come in. We're going to bring, because mental illness is increased by damaged families.
I mean, like, how does it play a role within a hierarchical structure when it doesn't have the ability to be reasoned with?
He doesn't have the ability to what?
Be reasoned with.
That's not the true.
It's not.
Look, okay. I had a mental illness with anger like you never seen. I was fortunate enough to develop routines and habits. No, you don't say I would see red. I mean, like when I came out of it, I don't know how this all happened. like literally, I was that person, right? I grew up with a lot of people with mental illnesses. To say mental illness is solid is to argue against neuroplasticity. Family is a degree of like Elon Musk is mentally ill. He's about to be the first American trillionaire. Well, goddamn, I think I want some of that illness, right? What I'm trying to argue is that, but he also does poor damages with family, by the way. So I'm not trying to support it. I'm trying to say you that mental illness is being interpreted by novice, and there's more myths around it than actual research. And just because you're mentally ill, it's not a dead end because of neuroplasticity. But if you don't have an environment that's cultivating functionality, so you might be a mental illness, and really the only job you're gonna ever have, like I have a nephew, he's gonna be working at fast foods for the rest of his life. But he's the hardest worker to the point that he became manager of fast foods, and that's his career. He probably wouldn't make it to entrepreneurship because his mental limitations. But if you saw where he came from, his fear level was unbearable, almost like he was mentally ill. It was just like most people would try to medicate him. But through his mother working with him and sticking and pushing him and developing routines, he developed enough stability to the point he's had that same job for almost 15 years, bro. So we forget that mental illness, and I've seen mothers, this is not an attack upon women, I've seen mothers who were so nurturing, they were crippling.
They created mental illness.
They created mental illness. I had somebody in my office whose mother never let him have a problem. It was him because it was originally a girl, became trans. He worked for me for a certain amount of time. Was so fragile, but when I got a chance to spend some time with him, was fucking brilliant, but just never had any experiences for the brilliance to mature. So now you see somebody who just hides in a corner and somebody go boo, be underneath the table. But mama, when you saw mama come around, oh, he doesn't need to. Oh, he just let me take this from him. He just and then give him all these labels and diagnose and ain't went to school one day for this shit.
That's the devil.
Yeah.
Mama.
Yeah.
Mama
So let's run through these real quick. So I want to like close with this. Here, keep going. We were finished. Okay,
no.
keep going.
They may struggle to respect structure, rebelling against it, or submitting too easily.
Mm-hmm.
This
By the way, a lot of damaged women. A lot of men who are pimping and macking and playing are looking for some of these traits. By the way, I'm telling you from the real game how it works. And when men, a wolf, a hunting wolf who's hunting women, they can sniff these flaws. Go ahead.
This can show up in workspaces, schools, and even spiritual or romantic relationships. Some unconsciously repeat the dysfunction, either trying to control others or avoiding responsibility.
Come on.
When leadership in the home fails, leadership in life becomes distorted.
So when leadership in home fails, leadership in life becomes distorted. Next slide. Come on, we're going to get to these, then we're going home.
Emotional dysregulation. Without emotional modeling, individuals often suppress or overexpress feelings.
So y'all seen that. Overexpress or suppress.
Real quick. Also, too, both men and women do this. They come from these broken situations with no experience or prior understanding of what healthy even looks like, but they got these long ass lists of what they want. I want my woman to be this, she has to be this, perfect. She got to be all these perfect things that they've never seen that really don't exist. And same on the women's side. I want my man to be this, 6 feet, all these weird ass rules, and not with a clear understanding of what actual healthy relationships is. And nobody's list matches each other, so we stay independent from each other.
I told somebody the other day, I said, how are you choosing your mate if you don't know what the requirements of a family is? Are you choosing them for sexual purposes, or are you choosing them for family building purposes? It's two different choices. I'm not saying that they can't come together, but I know a lot of men who've just made sexual choices. I can't speak for women. I don't have that kind of insight, but they didn't make partnership building choices. That's a whole different conversation. Keep going.
Anger, sadness, or fear may appear unpredictable or misplaced. They may focus.
They may confuse.
They may confuse intensity with love or conflict with connection.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
They may confuse intensity with love or conflict with connection.
So you know how black people like that kind of like, this house is just too peaceful. I need somebody to cuss at me. Have you been with somebody where if you ain't arguing, they don't think you love them?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that cold?
Dysfunction.
That's dysfunction. These are things we normalize in our community, and we almost praise. They're in hip hop songs. Hip hop is literally a lot of hip hop songs are literally exploiting our trauma.
Jealousy, chasing, all those things that we feel is love. It's not love. It's dysfunction.
There's a lot of look. I tried one time. I'm gonna share something that my wife knows about, and I never shared this in class. And forgive me if I hurt your feelings. I ain't gonna talk about no race specifically. I used to tell men sometimes, go home and pimp your wife, because their dysfunction, they wouldn't respect you if you just showed up the other way. Isn't that crazy? And trust me, because I learned that the hard way. I remember one time I decided I was gonna be the good guy. Do you know how many damaged women disrespected me, abused me? But as long as I put just a little bit of player in there, a little bit of pimp in me, right? All of a sudden, I don't know what it is about you. Well, I know what it is, but now I know what it is. Back then I didn't know what it is. I just knew it worked. Okay, go ahead.
This affects decision-making, communication, and resilience under stress.
Resilience under stress. Next slide. Come on. We're going to get back to all this. Go ahead.
Low self-worth and shame.
This is family helps you with this. Ain't that something? This is why you need family? Huh? Come on, let's go.
A lack of affirmation in childhood often leads to chronic self-doubt.
This is why, like my son was teasing his sister, because she just her tooth fell out, so she's going through that stage where she's getting her last tooth come out. He goes, "Yeah, somebody with a missing tooth." I said, "Come here, boy. Your job is to protect your sister. Don't ever make jokes on your sister at this age. She's a little girl. She ain't a little boy. They don't handle this stuff the same. Cut this humor, cut teasing your sister out in front of the family to make her the joke of the family, because I need her to have strength about who she is." I know a sister right now who was raised by a strong mother and father. When a woman's raised by this, Cork and Tone can verify this. When a woman's raised by a strong mother and father, they got anti-pimp spray. Men literally go, nah. Their energy tells men, if you ain't got your shit together, don't even talk to you. Am I lying? When you have strong family structure, you are signaling to men, if you ain't got your boots on the ground and got your mind established, and you ain't got no direction, you might want to keep this one moving. I promise you, this is a cold game. Once you understand how powerful it is, even as an individual, how family will make you a different animal. And many of you guys don't know what that is because you never had it. And it's okay, but you can rebuild it. Keep going.
They internalize rejection or neglect as something must be wrong with me. Shame becomes a silent operating system that limits risk-taking and ambition. Even success may feel undeserved or temporary.
Next slide. We're going to come back to all these.
Hyper-independence or codependency. Some overcompensate. I'll never rely on anyone again. Leads to emotional isolation, burnout, or perfectionism.
Yo, come on. Have y'all seen this? That's why I make my own money. I'll never have to rely on anybody again. Now you
just talking about.
Yeah, now you find yourself isolating, burnout. Like you start looking, how many best friends do you have? How hard do you work? Do you always feel like you need to be perfect to be accepted? Keep going.
Others become overly dependent. I can't function unless someone loves or approves of me. Leads to manipulation, clinginess, or loss of identity.
Keep going.
Both are trauma responses, opposite ends of the same wound.
Next slide.
Fear of vulnerability. Growing up without emotional safety teaches that openness leads to pain. Keep going. Vulnerability feels dangerous, so they armor up. Humor, intellect, busyness, control.
So a lot of ways you avoid family. I just gonna stay busy. I don't have to deal with that way. If I'm always busy, I don't deal with people. Keep going.
They may confuse vulnerability with weakness, blocking intimacy and growth.
So a lot of times you'll see a well-dressed person that looks really good in corporate America suffering from this.
Also, too, the dysfunction of the psychology around this is conflicting emotions and beliefs. So we see it a lot, is that you have someone on this side who believes and they say, I want a partner, I want somebody, but also I'm independent too, and I don't need nobody. So the engagement doesn't happen perfectly. It's a push and pull to where they're engaged with somebody, and then once it gets to a point to where they start to feel vulnerable, that's when they cut. Or, oh, I got to get out of here because something bad might happen. So then they always end up in these short-term relationships that because of their fear of vulnerability, they keep running or cutting right before it gets to a space where they can be hurt. And that's where the damage comes in. All the best friends, all the exes, all the friends you don't hang around with no more because you're always cutting.
Next slide.
Distorted perception of love and loyalty. If love was conditional, they learn to earn affection rather than receive it.
That's a cool. Okay, we're gonna talk about that one. Go, keep going.
They may tolerate mistreatment just to feel wanted.
This is when you're in toxic relationships of all type. That's a lot of that comes from damaged family. You're adapting to damaged family expectations. Go ahead.
Loyalty can become self-sacrifice, staying in unhealthy environments out of fear of abandonment.
Next slide.
Repetition of dysfunction, generalization cycles. Unresolved pain often gets passed down unconsciously.
This is when your pain is unresolved. You're gonna pass it down, and even though you don't mean to, you don't want to, because you won't resolve it. You're carrying it. You may feel healthy, but you got that virus. Go ahead.
Without interventions, individuals replicate what they experience, not because they want to, but because it's familiar. Healing requires awareness, breaking patterns, and redefining what family, love, and leadership means. What isn't healed gets handed down.
Is that the last slide? I have one more. Let me see. Just go next.
Last slide.
Last slide. Okay. look. Her. She's emotionally worn out. She's like, look, I can't take no more of this. You have to find somebody else to talk to. I didn't even admit it by myself. She said, Uncle, I'm just Uncle. I'm gonna quit. I'm out. Okay.
Last slide.
Yeah, this last one. Let's make the last one.
Wait. Sorry. Resilience and hyper-awareness, the double-edged gift. The upsides. Many who lacked healthy structure develop deep empathy, resourcefulness, and independence. They learn how to read emotional environments quickly, survival intelligence, but without balance, this sensitivity becomes exhaustion, always scanning for danger instead of peace.
Okay. So this makes you super sensitive, right? You can read everybody, but what are you reading them for? And so instead of you predicting the possibility, you're looking for the opportunities to win. Okay, let's play with news. News is when you take anomaly and make it normal. That's what news is. It takes anomaly. So a dog bites a man, doesn't make it to the news. But if that man bites that dog, it makes it to the news, right? So most news are nothing but anomalies. So your brain starts to look for all these anomalies. And guess who's carrying that weight of those anomalies? Guess who the world starts to close in and shrink in and suffocate from all this negative analysis. And now you're a bitter old ass man or woman. Mean spirited, always getting ready for somebody to come your way so you can just cut them.
Hey, I used to, this is a big one. I remember I used to always have to sit my back against the wall, any restaurant, back against the wall so I can see, and scan everybody for danger or if they got a weapon on them. And then one day I did the math. When has that ever happened? Like, when has anything ever popped off from it? Never. Not in the million times that I've done that. But because we come up in these broken environments, we're trained to have hypersensitivity. Now, this is good in business. This is good in analyzing your customers and marketing and shifts in the market
There you go.
and
Come on,
ups
boy.
and downs. This is a great tool to have. But outside of that, you got to learn. You got to do the mental math because it's exhausting to have that turned on all day, every day, especially with your partner. Because if your spouse or whoever, if you're using that same micro muscle to overanalyze them, any shift in their behavior, you might think, uh-oh, something's wrong. Uh-oh, you're a little off today. Oh, man, are we about to break up? Like, you're always tripping. Versus, I just had a bad day, or I just got a stomach ache, or I got gas. Like, you good? Or if you aren't the type to communicate in that situation, you'll say, oh man, that person's off a little bit. Maybe about to break up. So let me start packing my stuff and let me start preparing. And now I'm not talking to you because I know you not talking to me. And 3-4 days later, when y'all blow up and it all comes back together and you're like, well, why did you do that? Well, because you was off a little bit. Oh, I had a stomach ache that day. So this is where it gets super good or dangerous.
We'll stop here. We're going to do a part 2 and maybe a part 2.5. But we're going to come back to this section and we'll slow it down a lot. And we're going to get into solutions too. Like this is opening awareness. Let me caution you. I gave you guys a study guide. Go through the study guide. Read through it. You'll see there's a lot. I get into how it affects society. I get into how religion, what happened when we lost religion and how's that affecting our families. Mm-hmm. I can't begin to tell you, family is probably the most underserved conversation in our communities. We talk about politics. We talk about Trump too goddamn much. We talk about YNs and men and women, and we talk about all these different things. And what we need to really start like shifting some of our interest, time, money, attention towards is our families. And family, let me say this because I don't want you guys to go home on this bad note. Family is not what you're given, family is what you make. Family is not what you're given. You can make your family. Now, it takes some time, takes some work. You got to identify certain people, and you can see it. And you have to have things and then when you build that family, you guys have to align on purpose. You don't get to have a family and purposes everywhere. If we get together, we got to have some core purposes. Like you're going to have variations how you show up to that purpose or how you rank it or how you define it. But if somebody's like in your family and they out there hustling, another person in your family, and don't get me wrong, you can be part of the family. Let's say, okay, let me get something deeper on purpose. Purpose is something like, why are you here? Because if you don't have something to say, this is what we stand for, it's hard to manage conflict. You got to be able to call on something higher than yourself or family to stay together. Now, family also requires a lot of tolerance. I'm talking about unrealistic tolerance. I'm talking about, okay, why does he do such dumb, why? You got to get through all those things and say, I still love you. I would even say, be careful how much gossip you put on family. You can discuss it, but if gossip starts to seem self-righteous, stop it. Especially if you're a matriarch or patriarch. So say me and Court start talking about Shakina. It's cool if we're like, I wonder why she did that. That's interesting. That wasn't a good idea. And the next conversation would be like, well, you want to talk to her? You want me to talk to her? Or should we just sit back and watch it? Right? But if it's like, yeah, that was stupid because we wouldn't do no something. That's toxic. That's very, very toxic. So holding the family together, it's not about you no more. This is when you become part of a family, you got to realize that you're here to serve the family and the family serves you. But when you join a family and it's about you, you're not part of the family. And don't get confused because you say, I love the family. You are within the love of the family. All right? Let's have a good weekend. See y'all in 2 weeks.